Welcome to this live stream event of Panther Sports. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, Richie Ewing, Neil Thornton. All gas, no brakes. Let's get it.
Good evening, Panther Nation, and welcome to War Memorial Stadium for 11-4A action between your Liberty Panthers and the visiting Bridge City Cardinals. You are watching Liberty Panther Sports Network on Panthersports.com. I'm Joe Roberts. Alongside me is Ross Norwood. Statman Neil Thornton back again, despite all the things that we say about him behind his back. And producer Richard Ewing in the catbird seat. Alejandro Minivar and Tanis Grimes on the cameras tonight for us. Pivotal game tonight. It's senior night, and this is the last hurrah for the class of 2022, right?
It would be 22.
There we go. I got to do the math in my head. It's the last hurrah for them on this field, and what a ride this season has been. 4-4 on the year, 3-1 in non-district action, and then flipping that script coming into 11-4A, 1-3. Started off with a grand woodshedding of Hardin Jefferson, and then dropping 3 straight with a throttling last Friday night. And now the Panthers, with their backs against the wall, Ross, must win tonight. If they win tonight, then next week on the road at Hampshire Finette will be a winner-take-all for the 4th playoff spot.
You hear that term must win used entirely too often, but in this case there's no other way to describe it. Having that tough district and the way that they have come out of their district part, at least with last 2 games of district, it's going to be very difficult, and you got to kind of have some help, and they've got to take care of business tonight against a difficult Bridge City team.
All right, Ross, we have for you the starting lineup brought to you by the Liberty ISD Education Foundation. We'll be pleased to hear that right now, and then we'll come back and we'll be getting ready for the teams taking the field after in not too much longer.
Foundation, serving Liberty ISD since 2007. Visit LibertyEducationFoundation.net and donate today. Tonight's offensive starters are right tackle Juan Sanchez, right guard Zach Davis, center Seth Stearns, left guard Ford Carter, and left tackle Dylan Davis. At the skills positions tonight, tight end Cade Jordan and tight end Gavin Fontenot. In the backfield for the Panthers, halfback Jolin Curtis, fullback Colton Bishop, and halfback Alex Valtierra. And under center tonight, quarterback Caden Nolan. Tonight's defensive starters are, on the defensive line, defensive end Titus Bell, defensive tackle Colby Ewing, defensive end Victor Ruiz, at linebacker, outside linebacker Bo Fowler, inside linebacker William Waldrop, inside linebacker Caleb Chandler, outside linebacker Quentin Johnston, and in the secondary, cornerback Mason Godot, safety Austin Walker, safety Gavin Becker, and cornerback Caden Nolan. The special teams unit for tonight, punter Jaden Shemp, and kicker Brian Montez.
That starting lineup brought to you by the Liberty ISD Education Foundation, serving Liberty since 2007, Ross.
And it would help if I pulled my microphone down. That's one of the first things I learned about this business. Great organization. They help supplement projects that teachers have, and give out grants that otherwise teachers and students wouldn't have the ability to take part in because it's outside of the regular budgetary process. And you can help very easily. LibertyEducationFoundation.net. There's a button, a donate button. Click on the donate button and give any amount, whether it's $1 or $5,000, and that will go right back into the classroom.
All right, Ross and Neil, the Bridge City Cardinal Band playing their school song, the prancers, the cheerleaders on the field, and just awaiting both teams to come through their respective tunnels. About 12 and a half minutes or so until kickoff here at War Memorial Stadium. And a couple of people to keep their eye on for Bridge City. It's going to be quarterback Ethan Asagura, who had his name called, I believe, a little bit last year when we went over to Bridge City. And then the Panthers kind of pulled I'm not going to call it a shocker, but I don't think they were expected to win that game and then came away with the victory. Tonight, we've said it, and I don't want to beat the dead horse, but this is a must-win game for the Panthers if they are going to keep their playoff hopes alive. This was a game that was circled on the calendar way back when as one of those games that Coach Taylor and company knew that they had to win. And now we're hearing the Liberty Panther school song. Neil, there wasn't a bunch to talk about from last week.
Well, only bright spot, I say it, only bright spot of the game last week was the passing game. Liberty could only come up with 167 yards total offense last week, but 109 of that was in the air, and believe it or not, all but 6 yards of that was to Gavin Fontenot. He had 3 catches for 103 yards altogether, a 35, a 38, and a 30. So maybe they found a little bit of a connection there and pull those cornerbacks back a little bit, make them pay attention to Gavin, and that'll open up your outside game.
All right, some special things going on this weekend. It is Halloween weekend, Ross.
Oh, wow. Happy Halloween. I tell you what, I think down before the game, there are kids running around full of energy. I think maybe they had broken into the Halloween candy early. Looked like they had been needing sugar packets.
They probably had Halloween parties at school today, and it got all sugared up, and then the teacher sent them home.
Well, that could very well
be the
trick
case.
Of ours. 11 4A action, and here we are on the screen looking large and in charge. They say the camera adds 10 pounds, Ross. Every time I see myself on camera, I just wonder how many cameras are exactly on
exactly.
me. All right, down on the track, members of the LHS Corral under the direction of Christy Bean warming up and getting prepared for the National Anthem. And while we're waiting for both teams to come on, a number of goings-on around the district. Tomorrow, the LHS band under the direction of Sean Smith are going to be headed up to Lindale for the area marching contest. They competed 2 weeks ago at the UIL marching contest and were able to get ones there. And now they're going to be heading up to area. And if they get a good rating there, they'll have the opportunity to go to state.
They must be leaving pretty early. Lindale's a pretty good ride from
here.
Well,
they're not marching until 4:15,
okay.
So I don't think they have to meet until 9. And now one of the big things that we have coming up, November the 2nd, Tuesday, get out and vote. Got a number of things that are on the ballot, one way or the other, no matter what you care about. The hospital district has some propositions. The Liberty Independent School District has a proposition on the ballot. Let your voice be heard, November 2nd. And you can go to the county website, and or you can look at your voter registration card, and that should tell you where you are supposed to vote if you've not already early voted.
Liberty County has voting centers now, so you can go to any one of the centers and vote. They pull up your address. They've got it automated enough. Clint Bush and his staff have done a fantastic job on that. They've got that automated enough now to where they can pull up your address. They print your specific ballot, and they print off the things that are indigenous to you. I live just outside the Liberty School District and go downtown and vote at the Hartel Center. They look at my address, print up my ballot. Next person behind me may be from downtown Liberty, could be Ross, print up his ballot. It's really that's one reason that our voter turnout was as good as it was in the 2020 election. It made it so much easier to vote. You don't have to rush home from work. You don't have to stand in line forever. Just go to the nearest voting center, and Liberty County Voting Center, go in, take care of your business.
Neil, you act like you're on the city council and you know something about voting.
Well, I do a little bit. I'm also poll watching on Tuesday. I got asked yesterday, and thank you very much, Paul Henry, if you're listening tonight. I knew I couldn't say no to him because I was going to be in a meeting with him tomorrow night. I was going to sit right across the table from him. I didn't want to look at him all night long after refusing him. So I'll be poll watching on Tuesday morning, and then I think my neighbor Mark Herndon has got it in the afternoon.
All right, Lady Panther volleyball team playing a warm-up game this early afternoon against the Anderson Shiro Owls. Victorious 3-1 over them as they're preparing for bi-district volleyball action on Tuesday as well. Tuesday going to be a big day. The Lady Panthers traveling to Kuntz, where they will take on the LCM Lady Bears, and that's going to be a 7 p.m. start time. We will be there. Ross Norwood, myself, producer Richard Ewing will be there in Kuntz live streaming that event. You'll be able to catch it on panthersports.com. That's sports with a Z, and obviously if you're watching this, you know. And now if you look to the middle of the field, the student councils and the other representatives for Bridge City and Liberty exchanging pleasantries and goodies. We don't often get a chance to see that. They're doing the good sportsmanship dance, the little party out there. I don't know what the producer Richard Ewing, what was that term you used? There you go, the Good Sportsmanship League. We got Isabel Marandino, Reese Evans.
Yeah, so Evans.
And then the camera moved away from me, so I don't know who else that was. Oh, Reagan Williamson and Alyssa Frege out there, or the young ladies representing Liberty ISD. All right, now the Bridge City Cardinals looking to punch through that, and Bridge City coming in here with a similar 1-3 District 11 4A record, but they have played tough. Last week they barely dropped to Orangefield 14-23, a very, very tough contest. And on the other side, Hampshire Finette, whom the Panthers would presumably be playing for that last spot next week, almost shocked the district and pulled one off on Silsby, and they dropped a close one 35-36, Ross.
You kind of, that was a double-edged sword because, yes, they came close to taking Silsby out, but now you're looking ahead to next week, and they're going to be very tough. That is a program that for a number of years was not all that competitive,
right,
but they are seeing a lot of growth in that district from people moving out of Beaumont, and they picked up some really good athletes.
Well, it's not that people are moving out of Beaumont. It's just that Beaumont's expanded. The Beaumont schools are still the same size they were. It's just a matter that area over there is expanding. You get more people, and the open land and the places for housing developments are in those outside communities. Hampshire Finette, one of them. Hardin Jefferson, another one.
Well, while we're waiting for the Panthers to bust through the tunnel, the Astros underway in Game 3 at Truist Field in Atlanta. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first, and now they're in the bottom of the first inning.
2 walks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They had
had 2 walks. Oh, I missed the walks.
And a rare Michael Brantley double play.
Okay. That's what threw me off. I saw Bregman, and I thought it was 1-2-3. All right, Panthers busting through the tunnel, ready to go with the smoke. And we are just so close to kickoff here. Such an exciting time. It's starting to really feel like football as we're getting toward the end of the season. The weather is phenomenal. Had a wind event yesterday and really the day before that just really pushed a lot of branches down, and we're kind of concerned that was going to be the case up here, but it's really calmed down right now, and it's turned into a just absolutely gorgeous football night, Ross.
We should not see, it's very dry, so we should not see a lot of dew. And one of the issues that's kind of come up this year on this field is kind of the dew moving in pretty early. As dry as it is right now, that should not be an issue. I was down on the field before the game. The field itself, very dry. No wet spots or hot spots down there. It's a little torn up, as it would be expected at this point in the season, and with 2 middle school games yesterday.
And a 2-inch rain yesterday, too. So they had the rain, and then they put 2 games on it right behind that rain. And I'm sure those kids tore it up a little bit.
Speaking of middle school games, I'll speak about that here in just a second. I believe we're getting ready for the prayer.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, we ask your blessings on the game we are about to play. Give each one of us the courage to play the game in a manner by which our words and actions is pleasing to you. Let us enter into the competition in the spirit of sportsmanship and with respect for the members of the opposing team. I pray, God, that these boys carry the football like it contains your truth inside, and they never drop it or let others take it away from them, but protect it and carry it around with them always. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And with the prayer being done, now we will direct our attention to the National Anthem. And again, this will be performed by members of the LHS Chorale under the direction of longtime choir director Christy Bean. A cool Friday night, the National Anthem, and football. If that doesn't make you proud to be an American, Ross, I don't know what will make you proud. 11-4A action getting set to start here momentarily, less than a minute away. The captains for the Panthers, the same set that has been going most of the season. Number 9, Mason Goodo. Number 13, William Waldrop. Number 33, Titus Bell. And number 5, Austin Walker, stepping to the middle of the field with the rest of the team in tow. Going to stop at the numbers. Neil, your keys for the game tonight.
Offensive line. What else you need to know? Offensive line. If we can control the line of scrimmage, get some blocks, the kind of offense that Liberty runs requires good blocking. We haven't been getting it. I'll just say that and probably get run off, but that's all right. We got to get offensive line blocking. We got to get off the ball quicker, not let them take up the slack. We have to take up that first yard.
All right.
Liberty wins the toss.
And Liberty wins. They're going to decline, and they will take the second half kickoff. Bridge City will receive the opening kickoff. Ross, keys to the game tonight?
Piggybacking on what Neil said and adding ball security, getting the exchange from center to quarterback under control, holding on to that football. No matter how good the blocks are, if there's a problem with that exchange, the play is not going to materialize.
Got their senior center back over the ball again tonight. Seth's back over the ball, it sounded like, on the
well, I'm not sure if he's going to be there or not. We ran the starting lineup, and there may be some changes.
We'll see.
He went with Sanchez last week, and I don't know if he's going to continue to go with him.
It seemed to work okay last week. Week before last was the time that they had so much trouble with the exchange.
All right, Liberty Panthers getting set to kick off 11-4A here tonight, senior night, War Memorial Stadium. You are watching the Liberty Panthers Sports Network on panthersports.com. That's sports with a Z. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, Neil Thornton on stats, producer Richard Ewing, and super sophomore Brian Montez getting ready to kick the ball off for the Panthers. Boy, he had a wing dinger of a kick last week against West Orange Start and just about out-kicked his coverage.
He did
when they ran that back.
Exactly. They all started pinching in when that ball was so deep. They all started going towards the ball and let that young man get outside. He ran it back, 97 yards?
It was something close to that. And away we go. It's going to be high. It's going to be deep and fielded at about the 5-yard line. And the Cardinals still on their feet and going to get popped at about the 22. And that's going to be where the Cardinals are going to start their first possession. That's number 25 for the Cardinals, Cale Newsom, with the return.
A good return. The way that was starting to shape up, it looked like that might be a even bigger return, but the Panthers were able to get on it and bring them down.
That was a correction. That was number 25, Colton Bishop, who had the stop for the Panthers, not the return man. All right, and the Cardinals coming out in a spread-style offense, doubles to the left for the quarterback, Asagura, and he's going to hand the ball over the right-hand side on his feet, still going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards on the carry, and that's going to be number 14, Davian. Is that Davian Edwards? Hard to see.
Yes, and that was Quentin Johnston on the stop for the Panthers.
It's going to bring up 2nd and about 5 for the Cardinals. Max protect backfield, doubles to the left of Asagura. Going to throw a quick strike to the right-hand side. It's going to be secured cleanly and still on his feet. And finally, the Panther defense able to hold him up, but not before the Cardinals able to pick up a first down on the quick strike throw to the right outside.
The receiver was Braylon Collins for Bridge City, getting that ball and then chipping Panther and spinning out a little bit to pick up the extra yardage. Chippy. That's right.
And a pitch out to the back, and that's going to be sniffed out very quickly, and that's going to be Austin Walker with the stop, and that was probably pretty good looking on paper. Didn't work out too well for the Cardinals that time.
A good job by that Panther defense to get in and cut out that outside lane, and Austin Walker pursuing and laying on a pretty big hit.
2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals from their own 39.5-yard line, near hash mark. Cardinals working from right to left, from south to north. Going to have a tight deuce formation, man in motion. They're going to hand the ball to 14 over the right-hand side, trying to find some running room. And there's going to be some laundry on the field, it looks like. And that could be in the area of hold.
Yeah, it is going to be a hold against Bridge City. And it's going to be called. I did not see who it's going to be called on, but it was whoever was responsible for Colby Ewing.
Well, if you're responsible for that, young man, you've got your hands full. That's going to push the ball back to the Cardinal 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of 5 on the penalty there. That's going to replay 2nd down. 2nd and 15 for the Cardinals. And they were coming out very fast. Now doubles to the left and right for Asagura. Single back in the backfield with him. Going to drop back and going to try to go quick strike again, and that's going to be caught, but right on the deck. And
that was very close.
Very, very close. Going to be about a 3-yard pass. Bring up 3rd down and 12.
These are the situations the Panthers want to put Bridge City in. Force them on these long 3rd downs to put the ball in the air. And if you can get some pressure on them here, that's where the mistakes will be made.
About 9:35 to go here in the first quarter. Both teams knotted up at 0. Bridge City in the middle of their first possession. And that's going to be over the middle, fielded cleanly by what looks like number 24. 26.
Noah Broussard.
And that's going to be plenty enough for the first down. And he just found some space in the pocket, Ross.
Yeah, and Quentin Johnston was coming in and putting pressure on him, but he was able to step up and get rid of the ball.
And 1st and 10 for the Cardinals from the 50-yard line, still on the far hash mark from us. Man in motion. And they're going to hit the jet motion over the left-hand side. And still on his feet, a host of Panthers trying to stop that young man. Going to pick up close to 5 yards on that jet carry.
Dorian Pruitt was the ball carrier on that sweep.
The 8:48 and counting here in the first quarter. Cardinals chewing up some time here, extending drives with the pass and with the run. Doing a pretty adequate job mixing it up. Going back to that tight deuce formation. They hand the ball off to 14. They're going to get popped in the backfield very quickly by number 33, Titus Bell.
Titus broke the block, swam through, and was there for him. A big stop for the Panthers.
Josh Payne, I think, finished him off there. That looked good.
It looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up third down, and I'm going to call this a short 5, maybe 4.5. Asagura in the shotgun again. Going to ride that. Going to try to throw over the top. Going to find the receiver all by himself. And that's going to be...
They're going to call him, mark him down at about the 1 yard line.
Just short.
Is that number 5?
And the safeties
that
and
was
corners
26.
Stepping up on that, and no one over the top for that.
Noah Broussard with the big catch. And that is one of the things the Panthers defense is susceptible to.
And Asagura rolling to his right. Going to throw that nowhere, and that may have been a busted play there. I think they were expecting to go to the left, and there was no one there for Asagura.
A great job by Quentin Johnston to get into the backfield along with, I believe it was Caleb Chandler.
Cardinals looking to the sideline for the play. A little odd this close to the line that they're not trying to jumbo punch it in there, but it is what it is. Asagura going to ride the running back, and that's going to be the ticket punch for the Cardinals. At the 7:27 mark, Bridge City gets on the board first with a 1 yard rush to the left.
J.S. Bearden, there we go.
J.S. Bearden, the running back for the Cardinals, in that pistol formation, able to sneak in there. Not as easily as you would think, but did punch it in from the yard out. Now on for the extra point. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and
we're going to have offsides against Liberty. They got across that line a little too early. It's going to be declined as the kick was good.
There you go. 7:27. Cardinals striking first, leading Liberty 7-0. Ross, one of the things that we talked about was limiting the big play, and we mentioned this maybe off air as we were talking about the Panthers being susceptible over the top, and we saw that in the Silsby game. We could have seen that in the Diebold game early on, but the quarterback for Diebold just couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Neil, I believe, if I'm correct, on the passes on that drive for Bridge City, they were all completed.
Yes. He was – well, no, there was one that was down here, remember, in the end zone.
Oh, that's
it was
right.
Incomplete. He was 5 for 6 for 78 yards on that drive. 89-yard drive, and 78 of it was in the air.
And the Panthers' defense was able to, that defensive line along with the linebackers were able to penetrate a little bit and put some pressure on him. But on that first drive, he looked amazing, being able to step up into the pocket with that pressure.
Victor Hernandez, the kicker for Bridge City, on for the kickoff. Jolyn Curtis and Alex Valtierra back deep for the Panthers, as the Panthers getting ready for their first offensive possession of the night. 11-4A action here at War Memorial Stadium. And the kick is going to be up and going to be fielded by Valtierra at the 11-yard line, still on his feet, and puts a hand down and has a nice return. And Valtierra has done that multiple times this year.
He hits those holes very quick. If he hadn't slipped, he probably got another 3 or 4 yards out of that. But he has done a great job and is secure with the ball.
And the balance there, that is one of those areas where it's very easy to go over your skis.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Liberty Panthers going to have the ball at their own 32-yard line near hash mark, 1st and 10 for them. And they're going to come out in their vaunted double wing formation, and I can see clearly now that Sanchez is not at the center spot. Seth turns back there under center. Caden Nolan in the backfield, going to hand the ball off to
Austin.
Looks like Austin Walker, who's going to come over the top for a few yards there. Going to be brought down at the 36-yard line.
Deegan King and Gavin Garrett teaming up on that stop for Bridge City.
The Liberty Panthers with a host of backs that they can trot out there in the backfield to keep them fresh. Each one of them gives it a little bit different look. And Nolan again under center for the Panthers. And we've got two men moving.
They didn't throw a flag.
I don't know if he choked on. Yeah, the flag's over there. They threw it.
You see it? Okay.
It's at the 35-yard line. That's going to be against the Panthers. And then I see one on the far side.
Yeah, here it is down here. He threw it as soon as he left the line just threw it as soon as he left the
Both of the wing backs decided to go in motion at the same time, and that's
that won't work.
Typically speaking, not the right way to do it, Ross.
It's less than optimal. It's not going to work out too much. Every once in a while, you'll be able to sneak it by the officials, but that one was right there in front of them, and that's going to push them back 5 yards, and a big 5 yards.
Going to replay second down, 2nd and 11 for the Panthers, all the way back at their near 30-yard line. Again, Nolan under center for the Panthers. Walker in motion and going to take the quick pitch and going to get cleaned up back at about the 36-yard line. Going to get back the yards that they lost on the penalty, but unfortunately they're going to waste a down on that 3rd down and facing a long 6, probably closer to 7.
It'll be interesting to see what the play call here is. I would not be surprised to see something to Gavin Fontenot on this 3rd down here.
And that was a short pass, the first short pass they've thrown this season. Everything else they've thrown is 20 or more.
And that's going to sail over his hands. And that was a nice call there, Ross. That's indeed what they were trying to do. Not able to get that done. That's going to bring up 4th down, and presumably the punt team is coming on. Jaden Shemp to punt.
Had too much zip on it, and because of that, it sailed over Fontenot.
And you don't want to throw high over the middle, and that's a dangerous pass. You throw high on the sideline and low over the middle.
Well, the Panthers had some punting woes last week, and let's see if they've got that solved, and that is not the case. Another poor snap, and Shemp not able to handle the ball, and the Cardinals are going to take over in prime real estate deep in Panther territory at the Panther 18-yard line.
Shemp did not have a great chance on that one as he had to turn to his right to try to come up with it. Came off his hand, and then Colby Ewing was able to get on top of it. In the end, it's great field position for a Bridge City team who had no problem moving it down the field on their first drive.
And that's going to be tough for the Panther defense. They were put in a lot of less than great positions last week. Cardinals in the spread formation, doubles to the left and right for Asagura. Looking to his right, going to go high and deep to the back corner and not able to come up with that. And that's going to stop the clock at 5:43 and bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals as they are on the Panther, looks like on the 18-yard line.
Asagura's target was Braylon Collins, and the pass thrown out there in the back corner of the end zone. Good coverage by Liberty Panthers.
Again in the shotgun formation, spread, doubles to the left and right for Asagura. Going to hand the ball to the running back and going to get pushed out of bounds. And it looks like that's William Waldrop, the linebacker, there to stop that progress. Bring up 3rd down and looks like about 7 for the Cardinals as they are working their way deeper into Panther territory. 5:38 to go here in the first quarter. Panthers trailing 7-0. Cardinals scoring on their opening drive and then taking advantage of a special teams miscue for their 2nd possession of the game.
Something that really will give this defense fits is the balance.
Asagura looking to his left and not able to find a fairly wide open receiver. The Panther defensive back slipping out there, and you talked about it earlier. You talked about maybe that dew point slipping in here and causing some slickness.
May have slicked it up. Looks like they're bringing the field goal unit out. I was watching the young man warming up, and this is going to be looked like about a 34-yard attempt, and he was about 50-50 from that.
Well,
from that
for me, this is already a victory for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Victor Hernandez on to kick.
Short.
And that's going to be short, and that was a kind of a scary situation there. The kicker was close to being run into, and that would have been an automatic first down had that occurred. Panthers able to avoid that, and they're going to take over after the missed field goal and take your rag out of your pocket and wipe your brow, Ross, because that was wild.
That was a good job by the Panther defense to hold them to nothing.
Right, 2 yards, really. 2 yards was all gained on that in 3 plays. So see if we can get something started.
5:29 to go here in the first quarter. And Jolin Curtis getting his first action of the contest. Trying to come up the middle via the right-hand side. Going to pick up about 2 yards on the carry. And it's going to be second down and 8 for the Panthers on their own, looks like their own 27-yard line. Going to actually give him 3 yards on the carry. Second down and 7. Again in their double tight, double wing formation. Nolan, the senior, under center. Going to hand the ball again to Curtis, who slides over the right-hand side, and what a big burst by that young man. The Cardinal defense did a great job stringing the play, Ross.
Titus Bell with a big block that allowed that yardage and allowed him to have the ability to sprint through there, but a very fast Bridge City defense.
And that's going to be enough for the first down for Liberty. That would be their first down of the evening. 1st and 10 from their 31-yard line, near hash mark. Panthers trying to respond to the early score. Valtierra with the ball, left-hand side, still on his feet, trying to push the pile. And that is a behemoth of a man out there for Bridge City. What number is that, Ross? Is that 60, 52? They got some big boys on that line, Ross.
He did get 10 out of it, though, so a little more.
Zach Davis with a big block for Valtierra, and Valtierra was able to run behind Davis as the line made through, and it kind of formed a wedge there.
Back-to-back signs of life from the Panther offense. 2 first downs, 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 42-yard line. And Valtierra again with the ball, trying to slide through the gap and not able to get through there. Got to pick up about 1 yard on the carry. And that door, when it shuts quickly, looking at the size of those Cardinal defensive linemen.
Adrian Galvan is that gentleman you were talking about on the previous play, and he was right there with the takedown of Valtierra, finishing him off.
I think Neil says it best when he says, that's a large human.
That's a large human. He is. And if you notice, the straight-ahead blocking a while ago worked pretty good, but the traps and the blocking to the side. Let's see, here we go again.
Curtis on the right-hand side, cuts back inside, and going to pick up about 5 yards on that carry. Going to bring up 3rd down and 4 or so, as the Panthers are going to be stopped at their 48-yard line.
Harrison Garther, the linebacker, wrapping Curtis up there.
2:53 and counting here in the first quarter. Liberty trailing early 7-0. The Cardinals scoring on their first offensive possession. Panthers in the middle of their second possession trying to respond in kind. Caden Nolan, the senior quarterback, under center. And he's going to keep the ball himself and option out
look at that.
To Austin Walker. Read that great. And that is going to be enough for the first down. This was something that the Panthers tried to employ last week. We talked about Fair Week, and, having some struggles with that. They look much, much sharper offensively tonight.
That play was run just like it would have been in practice, and perfect like it was in practice. A great job by Caden Nolan and Mason Goodo.
So many times these kids want to pitch the ball behind the line. You can pitch it from anywhere.
Valtier is going to take the ball over the left, follows his blocker, is going to get cut outside, and then finally grabbed by a Bridge City linebacker over there.
Austin Walker, great block there.
Valtier going to pick up 6 on the carry, 2nd down and 4 in Bridge City territory at the Cardinal 40-yard line. Just about 2 minutes to go here. And again, I want to thank our scoreboard sponsor, Emily Cook, attorney at law. Thank you, Ms. Cook, for your sponsorship. Again, without sponsors, programs like these are not possible. You're watching Liberty Panther Sports Network on panthersports.com. 11-4A action at War Memorial Stadium. Your Liberty Panthers trying to respond to the Bridge City score. Nolan tosses it to Valtier on the left-hand side, finds a gap, gets through, and still on his feet.
I think they blew it dead. They ripped it out, but it was just in time. Woo.
There was some excitement over there, but much ado about nothing, as the Bard himself would say. Big pickup from Valtiera, who has been running very well so far early on in this game.
Austin Walker with another fantastic block.
30 yards on 4 carries for Alex so far tonight, and most of the time you're seeing Austin Walker is his blocker out past the initial line.
1st and 10 for the Panthers on the Cardinal 29-yard line, far hash mark. Panthers going from left to right, marching southward. Caden Nolan under center. And this time it looks like Walker is going to take the ball and going to get pulled down after a pickup of about 5 yards. No, that's not Austin Walker. Is that Goodo?
It was Austin Walker.
Oh, okay. That 5 and that 9 were looking very close.
And Caden Nolan this time blocking for Walker.
2 twins right there. 2nd down and 5. Under a minute to go here, close to actually 45 seconds or so to go here in the first quarter. Panthers holding on to this ball, extending this drive. Nolan going to hand underneath to 22. Valtier still on his feet, gets through the gap, going to pick up the 1st down, and a lot of pancake going on out there.
I have seen that, and very physical on the ground after the play is over by both teams. Gavin Fontenot with the big block there, stepping up and taking out the linebacker.
Well, both teams in a similar situation, 1-3 in 11-4A action. The loser of this contest will essentially have their season done for them. And it looks like we're going to be ending the first quarter. And that's going to do it for quarter number 1 here at War Memorial Stadium. Your Liberty Panthers trailing 7-0. Astros update here in the bottom of the 2nd with 2 outs and full count. Both teams tied at 0. All right, 2nd quarter. I was a little concerned that the Panthers were going to come out flat after, let's be honest, a beating last week. And we said this early on the ride home. How were the Panthers going to respond? There's really 2 ways. You respond by laying down and hanging it up for the rest of the season, or you respond by coming out fired up with a great week of practice. And it looks like the Panthers may have done that latter.
The offense tonight has definitely had almost a pickup in their step, and you're seeing a lot better blocking by that offense, and Alex Valtiera has really exploited the left side of the Bridge City defense.
Yeah, they're running to Liberty's right a little better than they're running to the left, which tells me that they've got they're getting their better blocking from their running backs. They need to be getting better blocking from the linemen. But their running backs, they get the running backs in front of them, get them moving a little bit, and they can make those blocks on the outside.
All right, Panthers back under center. Caden Nolan, man in motion. Curtis. Nolan going to keep the ball himself and going to pick up maybe 2 yards on that.
Let's see what they do with the stick. I think it's about a yard probably. Long, 2 yards.
About 2. Going to get into the Cardinal 13-yard line, maybe 14-yard line. 11:38 to go here in the second quarter, and Panthers trying to knock on the door here and come away with some points after a bit of a rough start, kind of riding the ship here, and I would feel really comfortable if they were able to punch one in.
It was kind of it was the tale of two quarters in the same quarter.
And Valtierra on the
Down to
left-hand
the 4,
side
boys and girls.
again. Hard running by Valtierra. Going to get pulled down at the Cardinal 4, and that's going to be very close to a first down.
Ought to get it.
In fact, that may be a first down.
That is the official or the referee is signaled that it was first down. And
13-play drive so far by Liberty. Bridge City scored at 7:29, so that means 4 minutes and 31 seconds plus what they've run off here. So they've run off almost 6 minutes so far off the clock.
And again, Panthers, Valtierra of the left-hand side, still on his feet.
There you go.
Touchdown, Panthers. And this is what we were hoping for, Ross. Were they going to come out swinging, or were they going to come out and lay down? And they are coming out with a puncher's mentality. Alex Valtierra with the score for the Panthers at the 10:44 mark of the second quarter. Liberty 6, Bridge City 7, and sophomore Brian Montez on for the extra point.
And the ability here to tie the game, and after that unfortunate punting snafu, and they had the ball at about the Liberty 20-yard line.
And Brian Montez good for the extra point. Again, at the 10:44 mark, Liberty responds in kind and knots up this pivotal must-win game 7-7. Neil?
13 plays, 78 yards. Valtierra goes in from the 4, 7-7 at the 10:44 mark. But I just want to say something about Alex Valtierra. We're barely into the second quarter here. He's got 53 yards on 7 carries so far tonight.
That young man is running really hard tonight, probably the best we've seen him run so far, and they've been giving him the ball more and more. He must have been doing some very great things in practice. It seems like Coach Taylor and the staff are getting more comfortable with him in the backfield.
Another thing that you've seen this year, a theme to this Panthers offense, is the number of ball carriers, the number of guys who have had very good games offensively.
I almost ran out of spaces to put ball carriers in on the offense last week on my stat sheet.
Montez for the kickoff. And that's going to be a pooch kick. That's going to hit, and that may be recovered by the Panthers. And let's see.
They're still fighting for it. It looked like
Liberty
maybe
thinks
a
they
Bridge
have
City.
it. That definitely caught Bridge City by surprise.
Well, it stopped. It had backspin on it like a golf shot.
It is going to. Bridge City did recover it.
Who?
Well, that is the gunslinger mentality that we've been missing the last couple of weeks, Ross. And Coach Taylor dialed up a good one right there. Almost caught actually, they did catch Bridge City napping, and fortunately for them, they were able to come up with the ball.
One thing I can say about that hurt Liberty was just the bounce that it took as they were trying to field that ball.
Asagura in the shotgun formation for the Cardinals. And going to hand the ball to the left and going to get stuffed behind the line of scrimmage.
William Waldrop.
And I think this Panther defense fired up by what the offense did with a huge amount of rest, actually close to 9 minutes of rest.
Another thing, they have the positive memory of the defensive stand they made.
All right, Colby Ewing and the rest of the defensive linemen down there ready to sniff this out. Asagura again in the shotgun formation, doubles to his left and right. Dropping back to pass the ball over the middle and almost picked off. And that is number 2, Caden Nolan, almost doing it on both sides of the ball. And one of the things that I was thinking about, Ross, was Asagura has been fairly predictable so far dropping back, and we could see some opportunities like that.
And they were not far off from dropping him in the backfield. He was able to get that off, and that's one thing I've noticed about him. He can get that ball off quick.
And again, the screen action, and bam!
The football.
That was a hit,
Called it
ladies
incomplete.
and gentlemen.
Yeah, we didn't have to broadcast that one. You could hear that one from the parking lot.
You could not find better lumber if you went over to Potez. That was a hit.
That'll fire the defense up, too, when those boys can do that kind of thing.
He didn't have time to get possession there.
I will say this. I believe that the Panthers have woken up and may be ready to do something.
Have awakened, English teacher, woken up.
Woken. No. The way he hit him, he knocked the English out of me.
Let's see. Oh, straight up. Get away.
And that's going to
get away.
Take a Cardinal bounce after going almost straight up. And finally the ball going to come to rest at the Panther 45-yard line. And we have seen out of the Panthers of the last couple of minutes, Ross, something that we have not seen since district game number 1 at when Hardin Jefferson came here.
That first few minutes of the ball game really had a feel of this is a repeat of last week against West Orange Stark, as Bridge City was able to just move the ball without any problems down the field, and then they took the possession of it after the mishandled punt.
Pacific fires the offense, though.
Caden Nolan under center, toss.
Inside
underneath, no toss. And hard running by the Panthers. Again, Valtierra coming through there, and they did a little dipsy-do there, faking the ball to number 3, Jolyn Curtis, and that confused the Cardinals, and they took advantage of that. Alex Valtierra is slowly going from boy to man tonight.
Gavin Fontenot had a big play, a big block there, as he was able to hit one of the linebackers and get him off track, which opened up that hole.
I'm glad to see him start running that counter. I've heard the name of that play. It's some kind of counter, that inside counter, and I like that. It takes away the over pursuit.
Second and short for the Panthers. Tossing it out to the senior Curtis. Cuts back inside up the middle and going to pick up big yards for the first down. And deeper, not deep into territory, but deeper into Cardinal territory. And now we have a Cardinal shaking up behind the play, and they're going to bring the trainer on to stop that. While we're looking at that, this Liberty Panther offense, again, I don't want to overstep my statements here, Ross, but it's enjoyable so far in this early game to see what we've really been missing over the course of the last couple of weeks. And it's not even the run, it's the swagger.
It is. We are going to get punched in the mouth, and we're not gonna back down. We're gonna punch you back harder.
Curtis able to move the sticks, and it's nice to see that young man for Bridge City step up under his own power and move off to the sideline. Now that's going to be first down and 10 from the Cardinal. It looks like we're going to call that the 37-yard line, close to the near hash marks. Cade Nolan under center for the Panthers. A short toss to Valtier again, trying to exploit that.
Got a ball down.
He may have lost the ball there. And that's exactly what happened.
Sure
Valtier lost the ball, and that was a nice hit from the Cardinals. And they giveth, they taketh away.
Let's watch the defense rear up again. I enjoyed that.
And we kind of suspected this based on how Bridge City has been playing, that this would be no walk in the park for either team. This was going to be a hard-fought contest. And here in the early goings of this game, both teams have shown flashes of something really great. Cardinals on the field. Asagura in that shotgun formation, doubles to his wide side.
First down is a real key to their offense.
And going to hand the ball off and going to get pushed out of bounds by a multitude of Panthers.
Colby Ewing is, like always, right in the middle of it.
Death Taxes and Colby Ewing.
Titus Bell also there.
Be a 5-yard carry for the Cardinals to their own 41-yard line. Second down and 5 for Bridge City. Just under 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Both teams scoring, all knotted up at 7. Shotgun spread. Going to hand the ball to number 9 again. And this time the Panther defense going to sniff him out in the backfield. That's Kyler Garlaska carrying the ball for Bridge City.
Colby Ewing again as he put the hit on.
And 3rd down and 6 facing the Bridge City Cardinals, awaiting the play. Man, this has
Was
been...
the play previous, I need to square this away, was the play previous that came to this sideline, was that number 19 carrying the ball, or 9 carrying the ball, or 17?
Number 9.
That was 9, okay.
Same young man twice in a row. Asagura again. This trips to his right side. Single receiver to his left. And under some duress. And going to throw that up. And that's going to fall harmlessly. Although is there a flag?
There is a flag
at the 45-yard line.
It'll be declined. It's going to be illegal motion.
And Asagura running for his life almost immediately on that one.
Caleb Chandler lit him up. And there have been several instances in this game where the Panthers have been just a little off. They're getting closer and closer.
Alex Valtiera back deep for the Panthers on what is going to be a certain punt, although we've seen Coach Taylor pull out some stops early on. And we'll see if the Bridge City coaching staff may be trying to do that as
they
well.
They have got their punter back. No, they're going for it.
Yeah, they're going to bring that in tight. This may be a rugby-style punt.
Looks like it.
And that's going to be a very nice punt. And that's going to take a Bridge City bounce. And that's going to come to rest at about the 13-yard line. And the Panthers able to hold after the fumble. And what we've seen so far, a couple of miscues, but the Panthers able to roll with it and not fall apart.
It's very important here for the Panthers with 6:50 left. They have all 3 of their timeouts to try to just milk this clock. It'd be great to get a score right before halftime because the Panthers get the ball back coming out of halftime to start the second half.
That would be nice.
Our producer Richard Ewing having some fun with our graphics tonight. Happy Halloween this weekend on Sunday. Lots of goings on. I suspect most people are probably going to trick or treat tomorrow night, although there will be some revelers out on Sunday. Yeah, well, there you go.
What?
Jolyn Curtis in motion to take the ball right-hand side, finding some green grass before being pulled down, but not before picking up about 8 yards on the carry.
Deegan King was the Bridge City Cardinal who was able to get somewhat of a grip on Curtis to bring him down.
They're gonna mark him a little short of what I said, more like 6 or 7 yards on the carry. At any rate, going to be 2nd and short for the Panthers. Again, motion man, Valtiera takes the ball to the left-hand side, still on his feet, nice maneuvering, and the ball is going to be up to the Panther 28.5-yard line, almost the 29-yard line. More importantly, that's going to move the sticks, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 6:08 to go here in the second quarter. Your Liberty Panthers 7, Bridge City 7, and both teams just really coming at one another.
Keeping that Liberty offense has been keeping Bridge City's defense off balance.
Curtis, right?
Oh, nice block over there.
And able to, what looked like it was going to get stopped in the backfield, able to pick up a few yards on that. Bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers.
Neil, you said nice block. What did you see over there?
Somebody, I don't know who was that carried the ball then?
That was Jolyn Curtis.
That Jolyn? Okay, yeah, I don't know who it was, but he laid somebody down. That was pretty good.
Again, double tight, double wing formation for the Panthers. Valtiera in motion, going to take the ball, following some blocks, and still on his feet, and finally getting pushed down. And now that you're saying it, I'm seeing it as well. Titus Bell able to come through there and provide an opening block for Valtiera. And it's nice when the young men they're playing for each other right now, and that's nice to see.
Talked about it, senior night, last game for a lot of these guys.
Last home game, anyway.
Last home game. Last time they'll play on this field, a field they've been playing on since 7th grade for some or earlier in junior football.
Third down and short, and that's going to be nope, they're not.
Yeah, they're going to take it all they can get.
There's some contact there, so they're not going to give them the free play. They're going to call offsides on the Cardinals, and that's going to move it forward, and that will be a first down for the Panthers.
Bridge City trying whatever they can to throw that Panther offense, and they were going to jump the snap count, and well, they did jump the snap count. They just got it. They did it a little earlier than they wanted to.
First and 10 for the Panthers at the 4:30 mark.
That's red lighting in drag racing.
And this time, Nolan. And there's going to be a lot of flags on the play.
We're going to have a horse collar tackle. And it's going to be against Bridge City as they got a hold of Curtis's, well, they're going to say face mask.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was pretty obvious down there as Nolan was going through there. It wasn't. I'm not even sure if it was Nolan they got a hold of.
Well, when they were dragging Nolan down to get rid of it, they had him by the back of his collar and pulled him down. But it looks like that was the face mask took place a little further downfield.
And that's going to push the ball into Cardinal territory. First and 10 for the Panthers from the Cardinal 45-yard line. 4:21 to go here. Panthers trying to put some points on the board as they will be receiving the second half kickoff. Game all knotted up at 7. Nolan under center. Valtier in motion. Could take the ball left-hand side and going to get stuffed.
Nice play by 24.
And number 24 for the Bridge City Cardinals, Mason Pruitt with the stop in the backfield. And they've gone to the well a number of times there, and the Cardinals sniffing it out.
He was able to spin around Austin Walker, who was there for the block. Gavin Fontenot again with some good blocking early in that play.
Second down and 11 for the Panthers.
Look for a reverse here.
From the Cardinal 47-yard line. 3:45 to go in the second quarter. 11-4A action. Both teams in a must-win situation to keep their playoff aspirations alive. Curtis with the toss to the right. Still on his feet and finally getting cleaned up close to the 44-yard line.
Deegan King with the push down there for Bridge City, and now a third down and what do you say, about 8 to
Probably
go?
About 8, third down and 8.
Clock is continuing to run. Would not be surprised to see them try another pass here.
Yeah, he spent a little time on the sideline. That's generally a good indicator when you spend that much time with the OC over here. He's probably trying to explain what he needs to do, who he needs to look for, picking up secondary receivers.
Look for Austin Walker to slip out of the backfield.
Nolan under center, and that's going to be some movement there.
Gavin Fontenot popped up too early, and that is a huge penalty for Liberty. Now you almost certainly are going to put the ball in the air. I said that look for the possible pass on that one. But on third down in this part of the field, you could have also seen another trap run there and then go for it on fourth down.
Third down and long for the Panthers. The ball back at the Cardinal 48-yard line.
And you're right there, Loss. With this little time left on the clock, and as well as the defense has been playing, this is 4-down territory here for sure. Oh, here
and
comes.
Coach Taylor going to take a timeout. At the 2:29 mark in the second quarter, Liberty takes a first timeout. Ross?
The Braves have something cooking. Nobody out and 2 runners on with Ozzie Albies at the plate. That's not really the guy you want to see if you're Luis Garcia, the starting pitcher for Houston right now. Albies has been red hot in this postseason.
Well, speaking of something to see, Ross, the Valley Players in action this weekend. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., Scream Queens, and Sunday at 2 p.m. You can still get tickets for those shows. It is a musical. Call 936-336-5887 to reserve your tickets. I saw it last night, and it was hilarious. And I'm not just saying that because I perform with the Valley Players. It actually was really funny.
And you're not in this.
And I'm not in it. If I'm in it, then I'm in trouble because they're actually they're performing tonight. Actually, right now, they're probably just getting ready to start the second act.
I'm going Sunday, so I'll see you there if you're there.
I will definitely be there on Sunday.
You're doing the lighting, aren't
that's
you?
right. Again, 936-336-5887 for reservations. Okay, coming out of the timeout, 3rd and long for the Panthers. Fontenot by himself, and Valtierra lowers his shoulder to try to pick up a few, and it looked like they were setting it up to pass to Fontenot by himself. Nicely designed play that's going to get back to the 44-yard line. 4th down and long for the Panthers. And this is kind of punting territory, but if we know Chad Taylor, I would suspect they are not going to punt here.
No, they're not.
Caden just ran back on the field with the play. 1:58 left. You need 8 for the first down.
Fontenot by himself, short side of the field. Nolan going to roll to his left, going to throw it up for Fontenot, who is so open, and it goes in and out of his hands.
And we're going to have flags. We're going to have flags, and coaches now coming out on the field. I was watching that pass play downfield, and I don't know where the flag came in.
Well, Liberty, I don't know who it was, but Liberty, one of Liberty's blockers had a defender around his chest. So they may have been fussing at him because he was holding, and he said something smart, and somebody else said something smart, and here we go.
We're going to wait for the officiating crew to sort this out. 1:43, and that was a incomplete pass on 4th down. So it presumably the Cardinals are going to take over 1st and 10, depending on what's going on here.
Well, and what the penalty is and when it happened.
When it occurred, correct.
If it happened after the fact,
then looks like
it will be Bridge City's ball, and then a mark off. If it happened during the play, then it will be a first down for Liberty.
Exactly.
Well, it does not look like the Panther offense is coming off the field just yet, although Coach Taylor doesn't seem to be – he wasn't too happy there, so that may be going against them.
Or both ways. Holding on Liberty. Decline. After the play, personal foul Liberty.
So they will decline the 10-yard penalty and take the 15-yard penalty, and that is going to set them up. That ball is being marked off, Joe, and that's going to be a really good field position.
Yeah, and continuing to walk. The umpire finally setting the ball down at the Panther 42-yard line, and Bridge City going to have 1st and 10. The chain gang nowhere to be seen just yet.
I don't know what they're doing.
I think one guy is.
Looks like he's asleep.
He does look like he's. There he goes. You know, he looked comfortable. He didn't want to move. You know, it's kind of a cooler night.
It is.
You know, no wind.
Never would suspect that the chain would be a great place to catch a nap.
Well, he apparently found a way to do it.
Good place to watch a game, I guess.
1:43 to go here in the second quarter. Bridge City 1st and 10. Trips to the left for Asagura. Man in motion coming back to him. And they're going to hand the ball to number 9 and going to get stuffed just behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard on the play. Back to the Panther 43-yard line. 2nd down and 11.
Bo Fowler and Titus Bell in on that, and William Waldrop had made his way into the backfield. Neil, you were right. They knew what was coming.
And are you here? You can hear them. Even with my headset on, I can hear our guys down there. You can hear them roaring when a good play is made. They're really into this ball game.
You got a timeout on Bridge City. That was
complete pass over there.
Joey Murray on the pass, but Mason Goodo was waiting for him and took him down immediately.
Bridge City taking a timeout. 1:12 to go here in the second quarter, and Bridge City will be facing a 3rd down and 5 when they come back from the timeout. Ross?
That was a big play for Bridge City, that 5-yard completion, because now they look at that 3rd and 5 instead of a 3rd and 10. They're going to try to exploit the cornerbacks and safety.
This game is shaping up to not be over until late in this contest.
Who was that caught? Was that number 9 that caught that? out there?
That would have been Joey Murdy, 11.
11, okay.
The 1:12 mark in the second quarter. Liberty 7, Bridge City 7, and Bridge City trying to extend this drive, perhaps put some points on the board before they head into the break. Asagura, max backfield, doubles to his right. And going to throw that ball way behind the receiver.
Get rid of that one.
And that receiver had no idea the ball was even coming in his direction under duress quickly.
Bo Fowler with the pressure.
4th down and 5 for the Cardinals. And this is really no man's land for punting. So they probably are going to go for this. Asagura again doubles to his left and right.
Look for this on the far side of the field.
And that's going to get sniffed out. And nice pressure by the Panther defense. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Liberty with about a minute left in the second quarter to do something, Ross.
Caleb Chandler and Bo Fowler back there again, along with Quentin Johnston. Johnston was the one that had the most pressure on that quarterback, and we've seen it tonight. The quarterback, Asagura, really likes that far side of the field, the left side of the field, and when he locks onto that side, they feel pretty confident with that receiver back matchup. And the Panthers have been able to really frazzle.
Does it look like all our linebackers are running, just playing faster tonight?
Maybe.
Fontenot on the wide side of the field all by himself. Nolan under center. And going to roll out, trying to find him again. Throwing it up there and see if he can make a play. And not able to play. And the Panthers going to give it right back to the Cardinals on the interception. Fontenot, who was so good at going up last week, not able to get positioning that time.
And he had a hand on it, but just couldn't come away with it. And so this is 54 seconds left. What do you do if you're Bridge City here? Do you try?
Well, I think they're going to have to, because they're going to be facing the prospect of the Panthers taking the second half kickoff. While we're waiting for them to come back on, the Braves, having gone ahead 1-0, still batting.
1 out.
Asagura in the shotgun formation. Low snap. And having to go to his left. Caught and maybe fumbled.
We'll see what they do.
He calls him a football move there. 17.
Yep, sure did.
Braylon Collins with the reception, and then busted very quickly by Titus Bell and Colby Ewing.
And that is a game changer, as we saw it on an earlier play where the receiver got the ball in a big hit, but he did not make a football move, and so it was an incomplete pass. There, he had caught it, made a move, and the Panthers now have this ball at their, 31-yard line, at the Bridge City 31-yard line?
Ross, I don't know if you have heart medication, but you might want to take it before the second half begins. This is going to be a wild finish, I believe. Panthers 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 31-yard line. Austin Walker throwing the ball
and we're going to have a flag.
There may be a pass interference down there.
That's going to go against Deegan King, who was covering Mason Goodo.
Yeah, Goodo was just pushed right there at the end. Austin Walker showcasing a little bit of arm strength there.
Yeah, that was kind of a halfback pass.
It's hard when you see Walker with the ball to throw it, because
So
he's
you're
been
used
the
to it.
quarterback.
Off and on for 2 years. So, yeah. So a 15 yards and an automatic first. That'll work.
Push the ball down to the Cardinal 16-yard line. 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter, and the Panthers trying to do something here at the end, so perhaps that they can score again when they come out of the break. Nolan back under center for the Panthers. To his left, over the top, and that's going to fall deep, and it's going to stop the clock at 36 seconds.
Kevin Fontenot was trying to draw a flag there. However, that ball was nowhere close to Fontenot, and defender had no real contact with him either.
Well, you just saw some great hands by that umpire out there. You see that? He taking the pass from the other official. Some highlight stuff right there, Ross.
Bases are now loaded as Brent Strom makes his way out to talk to Luis Garcia.
Nolan under center for the Panthers. 36 seconds here in the second quarter.
Trying to get him to jump.
2nd and 10, and nothing doing. Coach Taylor going to have to take a timeout here. That'll be the second Panther timeout. And worst case scenario, they trot out Brian Montez before time expires to attempt a field goal. It'd sure be nice to get some points on the board, Ross.
You have one timeout. You can pick up a first down. The clock would stop for that. With one timeout, it leaves your playbook open a little more with 36 seconds because you can stop the clock immediately. Whereas if they did not have that timeout, you really have to start thinking about passes down the sideline.
Ross, not tomorrow, next Saturday. Junior Patrick Flowers going to be headed to Round Rock and going to be running in the state cross-country meet. Second year in a row, back-to-back District 21 4A champion. Did very well in Huntsville this last week. Came in 6th place overall in the region. And his coach, who is his coach?
You got a long
You are
weekend.
the coach.
You got a long
I do
weekend
have a
next
long-
weekend, Bo.
Yeah,
now you know what that feels
Going to be
like.
running at 10:30. All right, coming out of the timeout, Gavin Fontenot all by himself on the short side. And still on his feet, keeping the
Tuck
ball.
the ball, tuck the
Walker
ball.
tucks it and rolls to his left. Going to be pulled down at the 4-yard line.
And we're going to have a flag on the far side of the field in a holding territory, and that is what it's going to be against the Panthers.
Sure is.
Wow, that was comfortably uncomfortable.
Dangerous
That's the way
run
to put
from
it.
Austin Walker when he was going to go back, and there was somebody that he was able to pick up on his blind side.
And the crowd not reacting
happy.
very well to that. And I'll be honest with you, this is one of the first times I've heard the crowd get really adamant about that.
Yeah, that's a big penalty because this ball is going to get spotted now at the 26-yard line of Bridge City, where they had it down at the 5, I believe.
What I feared was Walker
4.
had rolled out and he didn't see that backside guy coming, and I thought he was about to get smoked.
And he must have sensed that because that's when he took off, but that ball was just carrying around. Got a blindside guy coming for Nolan.
And Caden Nolan that time does get rocked. And number, is that 22 coming over the right-hand side, J.S. Bearden with the big hit. And that's going to force the Panthers to take their last timeout. And he had no idea that was about to happen.
No, for the second consecutive play that he was able to break a block and just pound him.
That's going to push the ball back to the Cardinal, what was that, 32-yard line. 7 seconds left on the clock, and that's going to be a third and extremely long. And without any timeouts, it's going to be decision time here. Probably don't have time to run more than one play.
No, and you're going to just have to throw it up down towards the end zone, a jump ball, target Gavin Fontenot, probably on the near side.
Not me. I'd run him down there and let him be bait, throw a swing pass in underneath him and run straight in.
Yeah, this would be
Could see
about
that
a 47-yard
Let him
field
bait
goal.
him into the end zone in that far corner, throw a swing pass down there about the 12 or 14-yard line. He can cruise. I don't know if they got that in their playbook or not.
This is just a little too far for Brian Montez.
Yeah.
And with 7 seconds left,
They're going to push out Austin Walker and Gavin Fontenot to the short side.
could see him go to Austin Walker up the middle.
Right there, right there.
Going to throw that up, and that's going to fall harmlessly. And 1 second left on the clock. That's going to bring up 4th down. And this is going to be throw it into the end zone or let Montez come on for a
Bring in Montez.
field goal. And he is coming on.
Yeah, that was
He definitely has the leg for it. I will say that.
I've seen him in practice.
Rayburn Hebert there with the coverage did a good job of not getting tangled up.
This is a 49-yarder, y'all. If he busts this is a 49-yarder.
Yeah, the
now
slight
if he-
breeze will be into his
This will get you
misses it-
playing on Saturday if you get this one. Good snap. Get up, ball. Nah,
Going to be a
too
little short.
And that's going to be fielded, and here's the danger. They're going to have to stop him because he's still on his feet. He could return this. And the Panthers able to stop that,
flag.
and a late flag being thrown. And that may be going against the Cardinals, and that will be assessed on the kickoff in the second half if it is against the Cardinals. Or I guess that even if it's against the Panthers.
Rayburn Hebert spun up for Bridge City after seeing that flag.
That's in Bridge City. I bet that's A-Bear.
A-Bear. I know Heberts. I know A-Bears.
East of Devers, it's A-Bear pretty much.
Well, we're west of there, so
Yeah,
we're
but
going to
they're
call
not.
it. We're
They're
going to
not.
call it that. That
Personal
is
foul.
going to be against the
them.
Cardinals.
And that's what he's saying is going to be assessed on the kickoff.
And so that's going to do it for the first half. Bridge City 7, your Liberty Panthers 7, 11-4A action at War Memorial Stadium. You're watching Liberty Panther Sports Network on panthersports.com. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, Neil Thornton, producer Richard Ewing. We're going to kick it to our halftime show. We'll be back in about 14 minutes. Good evening, Panther Nation, and welcome to halftime. We are here in the middle of our senior night. I'm Joe Roberts. This is Ross Norwood to my right, and as always, our halftime guest, Liberty Athletic Director, Head Football Coach Chad Taylor. Okay, let me take a deep breath, Coach, because you know we're about to talk about last week.
Let's go.
Okay, this isn't Tyson, Ali, or any kind of anything like that. The wheels sort of
They fell off.
Okay, I didn't want to say that. I don't want to be the first one to say that one, Ross. I guess what happened? No, I'm not going to give you that question, Coach. We don't have. I don't know if we have enough time for that. All right, so the game started off pretty well. It was 8-0 at the end of the first quarter, and then
Oh, yeah.
it just seemed like some miscues.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Broke loose after that. But really, I mean, I just got through watching it, again. And it just, we didn't tackle very well. We didn't block very well. Special teams kind of went south, especially our punt unit. We had punts. We had punter just one time just totally dropped the ball on about the 7-yard line. We had a snap over the punter's head for a safety. We had another snap over the low, and the punter went down to get field the snap and touch his knee on the ground, which automatically laid the ball on the 15. So we could go on and on about some of the things that in the South on the 15. I always say don't kill you.
Well, you have got to beat Arnold Schwarzenegger after that one, because when it started going wrong, it just seemed to get, and this is not an English word, Ross, but wronger as it went along. You and I talked earlier about this. There's that classic scene in The Replacements where the quarterback is talking about quicksand. It's like one thing goes wrong and then it just starts swirling and swirling.
I mean, you always hear him talk about that snowball effect. Man, that's real. So when you get caught up in that snowball and it's rolling down here, it's going to just grab everything in its path, and that's kind of what happened. We just, my own two daughters were listening to the game. They were playing in the softball tournament, and they're kind of listening in between the games. And I was like, Dad, it was only 8-0, after the first quarter. What happened? So they don't really understand football that well, but they understood that we made a lot of mistakes.
Well, Coach, it wasn't all doom and gloom. You had a receiver, Gavin Fontenot, over 100 yards receiving,
Yes, sir.
and you put together probably your best. I mean, you didn't score on the drive, but your best drive of the evening was the last drive before halftime.
Yeah, he caught a ball across the middle. I think it was about a 38-yard completion, and got all the way to the 1-yard line. So really excited about the way he played, and we're going to do some things a little. You're going to see us doing some things a little different this week to hopefully kind of get him a little bit more involved. His ability he went up and got 2 balls. That was the key. He went up over a couple of defenders and made 2 great catches. With his ability to do that, hopefully we can back him off just a tad bit.
You had some other bright spots that we saw. Colby Ewing was playing that your defensive nose guard, whatever I don't know what you're labeling that as.
No, we call him a nose guard, but it's more like a middle linebacker.
Yeah,
in a 4-3.
Okay.
He's all over the place, but I thought Kobe did a great job. Let's just be honest. He was going up against a man, Demetrius Hunter, who was a long senior commit, and I thought Kobe did a great job. I think he got him a couple times. Demetrius got him a few times.
He gave as good as he got.
I would be surprised if Kobe's not sore.
You had some flashes. And I think Ross and I were talking about this multiple times. You were just a whisper away. Jolin Curtis had a really nice long run. And then there were other times when as soon as Cade Nolan was giving him the ball, he was getting punched in the mouth.
You guys are trying to make it sound a lot better than it really was. Let's be honest, those guys are bigger, faster, and stronger. And the hardest part about playing somebody like that is you cannot simulate it in practice. You get 0 look that's going to be anything close to what you're going to get in fight. That's difficult. Offensive and defensive speaking. I'm really proud of Joe. I thought he ran his little heart out. He's tough. He's a tough kid. He hit the mouth quite a few times, and never said one word about it.
I believe it was on that opening drive, Coach. You had that it kind of started in a tough spot. You had a delay of game followed by 2 procedure penalties.
Yes, sir.
Why does that happen, and why does that really affect a drive, especially at the start?
Well, we started off, we missed the kickoff. It goes 9 yards into the end zone, and we decided to run it out. So now we're backed up to the 2-yard line. Personnel out there, I knew we weren't going to get the play off, and I didn't worry about it because I was only going to lose half a yard. So he goes out and picks up about 10, and then our left guard flinches. There's 5 there, and the next play you don't snap the ball. It's just, but let's be honest, we have some guys playing some positions that don't normally play there because we have some kids missing because of the TVU week, which is a whole nother story. And so we had to move some guys around that just, you go, and that's your first action at that position, really, against somebody like West Orange. It kind of gets you a little jumpy.
Be honest with you, Coach, I really thought that Friday night could have been your night. You've historically played West Orange very well the last couple of years, and despite those miscues, you'd gotten yourself out of danger, so to speak, and then you ended up having a punt, and then you got it right back because they muffed the punt, and I thought, okay, maybe the football gods are with us tonight.
Well, I tell you, you're right. We have played them, I'd say respectable over the last couple of years, and our best chance to beat those guys was, when JJ and Keegan and those guys were seniors, and we had a really good chance of beating them, and then we kind of had to turn. I don't know if y'all remember, we fumbled on a quarterback sneak. The ball never made it to the quarterback, and they scooped and scored and went 99 yards, and so we just, you got to beat those guys one time to understand it. Hey, you can suit up and go beat a team like that. They're an unbelievable team, got all the talent in the world. Cornell Thompson's still one of the best coaches. A lot of people want to get on and say he didn't have to do this or do that. Let's be honest. We gave him the ball about 7 times right around the 25-yard line. I mean, there's nothing like he was, really just trying. I mean, he's just turning around handing the ball off. And so, I wasn't mad at him. He was trying to be apologetic. And I'm like, I mean, we gave you guys the ball 7 different times around the 30-yard line or in. So, it's just one of those days that just went south, and it's kept going south.
Coach, you're talking about that, giving them the ball in such prime real estate. We had a conversation about this, and I've always been of the opinion on the varsity level, you show up and you play come what may. When you got a third-string running back like they did, that number 21 they put in there, and he's just running all over the yard, that's the depth and the talent level that they have there.
Well, I mean, and we say it all the time too. I mean, we had just as much time to practice as they did, whether it be offense or defense. That young man gets in the game, and he may not have ever scored. And I mean, he's going as hard as he possibly can to try to get in the end zone. Can't blame him, And if they were out chunking it all over the field, then I'd probably had a little something else to say about it. But it was turn around and hand it off, and we gave it to them in prime real estate, like you said, and then we didn't do a very good job of tackling like we have in the past.
Coach, from a fan's perspective, if I were going to be a fly on the wall in the locker room at halftime or even after the game, what do you tell those young men to kind of get them pumped up, jumped up, ready for more action, ready for this week?
Well, I mean, let's go back to that halftime. We knew coming into that week that we needed to win 2 out of the last 3 games, and I mean it would have taken a big time show for us to beat somebody like West Orange. So now, we still got 2 games left, and yes, we have to win both of them. At halftime, it was all about, look, let's just go out there and try to do things the right way. And, don't worry about the score because it was already out of hand at that time. Let's go play good football. And we started off, pretty good, got a little touchdown, and then we kicked it off, and they took it to the house, So this week it's all about, in my opinion, how much does it mean to you? I mean, we've got 16 to 18 seniors that are going to be playing their last game, and you younger guys, you're going to be in this situation at some point in time. You're going to want those guys below you that are on your team to play as hard as they possibly can, so that you can go out, winning your last home game in Memorial Stadium, and it's a big deal. I mean, we still have a chance to make the playoffs. Got to beat Bridge City for sure. And then hopefully Orangefield can take care of Hampshire. And then we can go into Hampshire Finette, and the winner takes all in that one.
Yep.
Coach, we talked about Gavin Fontenot and some of the catches that he made. When y'all exchange video with Bridge City and they start watching it, how is that going to affect the way your offense, they're going to game plan? And what advantage does that give your offense, knowing that they've got that threat?
Well, definitely if they see him split out wide again, they're probably going to, they'll probably move that safety over a little bit to give them some over-the-top help, which ultimately, gets an extra guy out of the box for us, and hopefully we can take advantage of that. I mean, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna give him some more opportunities. I'm gonna say I was really pleased with his performance, and it kind of opened some eyes, and hopefully we could take advantage of him.
Last week, Silsbee pulled out the victory against Hampshire Finette, and kind of not really expecting that was going to be a close contest. Now tonight, Orangefield is playing Hampshire Finette, and that's sort of a situation where you need Orangefield to win, and then when you pull out the victory tonight against Bridge City, that should set up a winner-take-all for the last playoff spot.
Absolutely.
Next week.
Yes, sir, and that's kind of what we're going at. We, I think Orangefield's got a great football team, and what they do well, sometimes gives Hampshire some fits, but also Hampshire has a ton of talent, and they got a big old quarterback back there that likes to run the football. So hopefully Orangefield can pull it out, and we finish this off, and we go into next week with, you go into the last week of the season still giving yourself a chance, and that's all you want.
Last question, Coach. Tonight is senior night. You got a boatload of seniors, and you got a bunch of them that have been getting their names called this year.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think we're right at 18 seniors, if not 16 to 18, and a lot of those guys have been playing for 3 years, and they've given a lot of effort and energy to this program, and I would love nothing more for them to win this last game at home, and then to give themselves an opportunity to, go to Hampshire-Finette, next week and get a chance to go to the playoffs, which they haven't been able to do in the last 2 years.
All right, Coach, thanks for being with us. You're watching the halftime show here. We're at senior night, War Memorial Stadium, Liberty versus Bridge City. We'll see you after the game. Welcome back, Panther Nation. Halftime at War Memorial Stadium, 11-4A action. Your Liberty Panthers taking on the Bridge City Cardinals. You're watching the Liberty Panther Sports Network on PantherSports.com. I'm Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, Neil Thornton with stats, producer Richard Ewing. We're about 14 and a half minutes away from the second half kickoff. Really quickly, Neil, stats from the first half.
Stats from the first half, Liberty's got 129 yards of offense. Standout, of course, is Alex Valtierra, 12 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown. On the Bridge City side of the ball, Bridge City's has been more in the passing game. The passer, I guess he's called Asagura, 8 for 15 for 91 yards. They have 106 yards altogether on offense. Bridge City scored first at 7:27 mark for quarter number one on a 1-yard dive from Edwards. Liberty got the ball, fumbled it in Bridge City territory at the 18, but Bridge City was held to 2 yards offense, kicked out a field goal and missed it. Liberty got the ball back, put together a 13-play, 78-yard drive, scored at the 10:44 mark of quarter number two. I'm trying to see who that was that ran that. I believe that was, I want to say that's Alex Valtierra's touchdown. That's right.
Yeah, Valtierra.
Then we just kind of traded back and forth. We fumbled once. We were intercepted once. Penalized. Liberty's been penalized 4 times for 35 yards. Bridge City has been penalized 33 times for 30 yards. So it's been a pretty even matched game as far as turnovers and penalties go. But it's just a matter of Liberty's defense rearing up and denying. And like we said, you can hear the pads popping. You can hear those boys talking to each other down there on the sidelines. They seem to really be enjoying themselves. And they're playing, I won't say they're playing above their head. They're playing to their potential. And like I told Ross a while ago, it seems to me like, I don't know if we've made a change in the alignment for the linebackers or something, but they seem like they're freer and they're a whole lot faster. They're getting to the ball a whole lot faster than they had been in the past. And I think that's been the difference. I say the difference in the game. The game's tied up, but the difference in their defense and our defense is our linebacker play.
All right, Neil, thank you for that stat rundown. A little sad while we were at the halftime show, the Bridge City Cardinal band performing one of the better visiting bands that we've heard so far, Neil.
Yeah,
and our own Liberty Panther band getting ready to step onto the field. They are again heading to area marching contest tomorrow in Lindale. Going to be meeting at 9, leaving about 10:30, and then marching at approximately 4:15, where if they do well, they'll be eligible to compete at the state marching competition. And while we're waiting for them to come on to the field, a gentle reminder to be safe this weekend, Halloween weekend, Ross, and a lot of goings on, probably mostly trick-or-treating tomorrow night. But again, be safe out there, have fun.
I didn't ask you, what are you going as this year?
I wanted to go as you, but I'm a lot bigger than you, and I couldn't find any clothing that would fit me, so that's just out the window.
So shorts and T-shirt.
Shorts and T-shirt. So I'm going to shut my mouth now, and we're going to turn the sound up for the Liberty Panther band and drill team as they get ready to perform.
Senior President Aaliyah Whittington. Men's high kick of the week is Melissa Gouveia. The Prancer of the week is Natalie Wages. The Prancers have chosen Coach Roberts as their Teacher of the Week. Thank you for all that you do for your students. The Prancers would also like to wish a very happy birthday to Wadis Rose. The Prancers will perform a hoop routine to hand clap performed by our mighty LHS
if they were sniffing Jolin out pretty good. Of course, he was the leading ball carrier last week, so if they've been watching their film, they knew. Oh.
And Alex Valtiera going to get dropped again.
Lost another one.
Going to lose a yard on that. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Panthers.
Well, the thing about it, you know, we make adjustments in the locker room, but they do too. So we'll have to see if we can come up with something a little bit new. Make their adjustments, hurt them a little bit, use it against them.
10:38 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and long for the Panthers from their own 36-yard line. Double tight, double wing formation for Caden Nolan and the Panther offense. Austin Walker in motion. Nolan scrambling. Going to cut back to the middle to try to pick up a couple of yards. Going to get up to the 40-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 8. Or actually 4th down and a long 8 for the Panthers. And that's going to send on the punting unit. And this time around, sophomore Brian Montez on to punt, as he did last week. Jaden Shemp had the first half punting duties, and Montez came on in the second half. So
see if we can get a little better snap this time.
And it's a nice snap. And a really nice punt from Montez. And got to be fielded not cleanly. And the Panthers almost able to take advantage of that. Bridge City going to miraculously come up with the ball and start on their own 23-yard line. Oh, nope, 24-yard line. 9:36 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Liberty 7, Bridge City 7. Bridge City getting their first look at the ball in the second half. Again, 11-4A action here at War Memorial Stadium. Liberty Panthers, Bridge City Cardinals sitting at 1-3 in district.
Do we have yeah, I see a flag over here right at the line of scrimmage thrown by the whatever H means on the back of the official.
The head linesman.
Head linesman. Thrown by the head linesman. Let's see what he's got. If it's holding. Going to take it and make them kick again.
They're going to try that again, I would imagine. Procedure against the Panthers. And they are going to take that, and they're going to make the Panthers try that again. And Montez is going to come back on for the punt. Smart play, because that was not a good position for the Cardinals. That was a great snap and kick by the Panther special teams. Haven't seen that in some time.
It was a nice tight spiral, almost looked like a pass.
4th and extremely long for the Panthers.
That's a good
and
snap.
Montez again with another nice punt. And fielded at the 32, still on his feet. And finally getting pulled down at the 50, and another flag flying in. Gonna wait to see what that's all about. I would imagine that's going to be against the Cardinals. It seems like every time there's a flag thrown in the special teams, it's always going to be against the team that's on offense.
I saw him point that way, but I didn't see what the foul was. Let's see how many yards it is.
The referee the umpire picking up the flag.
Looks like personal foul.
And they're going to call a personal foul against Bridge City. And that's going to walk the ball off in a good direction for Liberty. And Bridge City will have the ball at their own 35-yard line. 9:19 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Bridge City now getting their first look at offense in the second half.
Ball squarely on the 35-yard line.
Asagura, the quarterback, in the shotgun formation still. Doubles to his right and left. Man in motion, 23. Going to take that handoff up the middle from the running back. And that's number 9 on the carry for the Cardinals, Kyler Garlaska. Going to pick up about 3.5 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 6.5. If I'm splitting my math correctly. Ross, earlier I said I sent Ross Scoop Norwood down to the sideline to pick up some information from Coach Taylor.
Very, very happy with the performance in the first half as far as the, you saw the max effort He expects to see the same thing, and they feel like they can make a few adjustments and come out on top.
All right, Ross, do you need a breather, or are you ready to do it?
Yeah, you finish this drive out.
Okay. It's not an easy walk from the sideline, right? 8:31 and counting here in the third quarter. Bridge City with a first down pickup on the carry, and they have moved the ball up to their own 46-yard line, far hash mark. Again, Bridge City working left to right. Asagura, the quarterback, in the shotgun formation with doubles to his right. 2 men in the backfield, and going to motion that man. Running back, number 22, still on his feet, getting hit initially and churning the butter to pick up a few yards there to turn a loss into something, Ross.
William Waldrop and Victor Ruiz were the guys that were on the scene first for the Panthers.
Second down and 8 for the Cardinals. The ball on their own 49-yard line, middle of the hash marks.
Down on the field, I think we talked about this at the top of the broadcast, that is probably the most chewed up part of the field. And as you can see on your screen, it's pretty bare down there.
Asagura going to throw a quick strike, and that's going to be another first down for Bridge City while we're waiting for the chains to move. Again, I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast, the Liberty ISD Education Foundation and Emily Cook, attorney at law, sponsoring our scoreboard. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. Again, we cannot do these broadcasts without the generous support of our benefactors. And we have much more to do. Going to be calling a playoff game for the volleyball team on Tuesday, and we'll be doing a few basketball games here and there, and then we'll be picking up the softball team in the spring. Sponsorship still available. And Bridge City with the carry up the middle and probably back to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. And the Cardinals are in Panther territory down to the Panther 38.5-yard line. Not quite the middle of the hash marks, Ross.
This is going to be a situation. Bridge City has tried to keep everybody off balance all night long. Seen a couple of runs. The big pass there on the last first down. Wouldn't be surprised to see him target Mason Goodo over on the far side of the field.
Asagura rolling out to his right and getting out of some trouble and
back into more.
Forced to run. Going to pick up maybe a yard on that, what looked like they were trying to pass the ball, and he had to just tuck that and run.
Mason had good coverage on that receiver on the outside, and with the pressure that the linebackers were bringing, he had no other option but to try to salvage something out of that play.
Third down and long for the Cardinals. About 5:45 to go here in the third quarter. Doubles to the left and right for Asagura and the Cardinals. And looking over the middle, and that's going to be behind the receiver. Fourth down, it's going to stop the clock at 5:36. Liberty Panther Sports Network on panthersports.com. Ross?
Joey Murdy was the intended receiver there, and I think it was a miscommunication because he had kept going on his route, and Asagura was looking for him to kind of post back up.
Yeah, what we used to call a spot pass. If the quarterback throws it to a spot that you're supposed to go to as a receiver.
Asagura and company going for it, and under duress pretty quickly, finding some green grass, and he's going to pick it up with his legs, and that's not what the Panther defense wanted. First and 10 for the Cardinals, extending this drive and now getting into at least field goal territory, I would imagine. First and 10 from the Panther 21-yard line.
He was going to throw that ball, pocket started to collapse, and he rolled out to the near side and got some good blocking.
Yeah, when you spread the field out like that and the corners and the safeties have to bail, there's generally going to be some green grass available. Asagura, man in motion. And number 9 takes the ball and get busted by Titus Bell behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of 1 on the play, Ross.
Got into the backfield, and right there with him was Colby Ewing.
All right, Lady Panther volleyball bi-district playoff game on Tuesday, 7 o'clock in Kuntz. You can catch that game with Ross and I on PantherSports.com. We'll be live probably about 10 or 15 minutes before game time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that game is at 10 o'clock. I was
no,
like,
no,
what
no.
are we waiting on the East Coast TV window?
That's right.
To expire?
Our California audience. Oh, no!
Oh,
And
my goodness.
that was as
Tip drill
great of a
touchdown.
catch as you could possibly
Tip
watch.
drill touchdown.
That was a concentration touchdown right there. Tipped, and caught. Man.
Noah Broussard is the receiver on that play, and Caden Nolan got a piece of it but couldn't get it down, and sticking with it was Broussard, and he was rewarded with 6 points.
4:44 in the third quarter, and the Cardinals find the end zone on the miracle of liberty. We'll call that touchdown pass. Hernandez on for the extra point. The hold and the snap are good. The kick is through the uprights. At the 4:44 mark, the Cardinals of Bridge City break the draw 14-7, and what has been so far so good, man, hopefully that doesn't turn into a backbreaker for the for the Panthers rather.
Yeah, that is, that's one of those plays that you see and you kind of go, okay, what do we have to do? We were able to get in and break it up, but
Yeah, it was good coverage. He threw the ball where he shouldn't have thrown it, actually, because he had the man was covered front and back. And the tip went right to – well, it didn't go right to him. He tipped it, and then the defender tipped it, and then he tipped it to himself, turned around, dove into the end zone, and caught it before it hit the ground.
it kind of gave me the feel of pinball there, you know?
Exactly.
All over the place. Valtierra and Gavin Fontenot back deep for the Panthers for this ensuing kickoff. And while we're waiting for that to happen, I know this is kind of down the road. The Liberty Fine Arts Department going to be doing a Christmas carol on the weekend of December 11th and 12th at the LISD Auditorium. That will be combined with the choir, the band, and the theater departments.
I know it's been a number of years since that was redone, but, man, that is a fantastic venue. As Valtierra comes in and fields this ball cleanly, crosses the 30-yard line, kicks it to the inside, and he is still on his feet as a couple of Bridge City Cardinals attempt. And we're gonna have a
out of bounds and all of that.
We're gonna have this is gonna be against Liberty. I would imagine there was a late hit.
Oh.
Unless I didn't see something right on the sideline.
No, it's going to be over here to our left. There was a hit out of bounds that's going to go against the Panthers. And that part of the game is so unfortunate because it's away from the play and it's just unnecessary.
Yeah, and there is a Bridge City Cardinal who is down as the training staff for Bridge City makes their way across the field.
And so what was a really nice return is going to be negated with this penalty. 4:35 to go here in the third quarter. The Panthers going to be starting from not as prime positioning.
I wanted to check with you. I'm not sure if you brought it up about the law enforcement
I did
class.
not. I was waiting for you.
Okay. There was a deputy from Liberty County who was injured while working on a second job, and he was not covered by workman's comp on the injury. And he was the sole
breadwinner,
money provider. His daughter had been involved in an auto pedestrian accident, and his wife has to stay with her all the time, and can't work. And the Liberty law enforcement class, led by Terry Higginbotham, put together a fundraiser that was today. In the parking lot at Brookshire Brothers, and they presented a check, one of those big ceremonial checks for $2,500. But we have the turnout. Our producer Richard Ewing did the printing, and it was a very good job there. But the turnout,
a nice big check,
exceeded that $2,500, and gotten word this evening that it's going to be closer to about $5,500, and that is community members that have come out. But very impressive what Coach Higginbotham's kids did. They did the tickets, sold the tickets. They brought the beverages. And I was out there most of the day. And to see these kids interact with the community and talked with Captain Ken DeFore of the Sheriff's Department, and he was blown away at the professionalism and just the wanting to help. And that starts with Terry Higginbotham, who has done a great job with the law enforcement class, and hats off to him, and hats off to the kids. They did this on their off day. They went out in the community and they sold tickets, and they picked up some great experience, or a great experience.
Yeah, a great experience.
Not great experience, but of giving back and helping others. And I talked to quite a few. They did not know this deputy, but they felt the sense of need to do what they could to help out that family in need who has been through so much already. And did they really? They took a swing and they hit a grand slam.
That's nice to hear about that. While we were talking, the Astros able to get out of a bit of a pickle there, and Jose Altuve due up in the top of the inning.
Personal foul both ways. Dead ball, personal foul, Liberty. From there, let's see what we're going to do. Yeah, I was talking to Coach Higginbotham's wife, texted her, and she said that a lot of the people just donated more money. They knew what the cause was. They overpaid or just brought a check, donated money, didn't even eat. So
I saw
the community was really behind this effort.
And that was so good to see. You know, you hear all these negative things going on, and these kids came together and they did something that is going to have a huge impact on this family. I mean, for me, I was not involved in it, and it really touched me what they were able to do.
Nice run by Mason Goodo following the block of Caden Nolan, and that's going to be a big pickup for the Panthers. And I'm not sure if that's the first time we've seen Mason carry the ball tonight. First down pickup for him.
I was going to say, I did not recall seeing Mason carry it in the first half, but a big play after that penalty.
12-yard pickup.
Be 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their 41-yard line, near hash mark. 4:21 to go here in the third quarter. Nolan under center for the Panthers. Again, got a quick pitch to Mason. Again, exploding through the hole. And going to be another first down carry for the senior. Back-to-back stick movers. And the Panthers getting into Cardinal territory to the Cardinal 49-yard line. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter, Ross.
Victor Ruiz had a huge block there, took out 2 Cardinals, and allowed for that big pickup as Nolan makes his way back under center. Titus Bell going to line up behind him. Man in motion, pitch back to Mason Goodo, who comes over to the near side, crosses the 50 and gets down to the 45-yard line. A nice pickup on first down.
Like to see that from the senior. Goodo lowered his shoulder there and tried to get an extra yard or two on that. Fairly successful.
Update in the game. Astros still looking for their first hit in the top of the 6th inning. Jose Altuve up.
First hit?
Yes.
Ooh, boy.
They've been on base. They've had walks, but this pitcher's been tough. This ball set on the near hash mark. Austin Walker gets the pitch back, goes towards the far side, runs into some traffic, keeps moving, and he will be taken down inside the 45 and will get down to about the 43-yard line.
This Cardinal defense trying to be stingy. A couple of huge pickups from Goodo and trying to exploit some of those defensive gaps over there. And man, when you have some of those boys like they have, you got to get while the getting's good.
They break the huddle here. 3rd down and 4. Those last yards Austin Walker was able to pick up big as it's 3rd down and manageable. They have the ball in Bridge City territory.
Oh, that was almost motion.
Pitched back to Mason Goodo, who gets it, runs inside the tackle, And he is going to get very close to a first down, and we are going to have a flag after the play. And did not see where this is going to go, but it's going to be close to a first down.
Well, I'm afraid they're going to throw this on the Panthers.
I'm thinking that is what, by the reaction of Liberty.
When Goodo got up, he was being held on his ankles, and he fell into a Cardinal, and I don't know if it looked from their vantage point like he did some extra, but no, they're going to call that against Bridge City, so that's nice.
Well, they're going to mark the ball there. Let's see which way they walk. They got to mark the ball from where he gained.
Yeah,
and it doesn't look like it was a first down yet.
And there goes the official as he crosses.
Oh, yeah, they are taking it off, too.
The 30-yard line. This ball going to make its way all the way down to the 25-yard line after the personal foul against Bridge City. Both these teams have been a little chippy tonight. A lot on the line, Joe.
Yeah, both teams sitting at 1-3, and they know a loss will eliminate them from playoff contention. And we figured that was going to be the case. Both teams coming out with a lot on the line, a lot of pride.
Bridge City coaches are out in front of the numbers. And animated conversation going on with the Bridge City head coach, with the referee. He is upset over that call.
Love the hot mic. You got to mic up both the coaches.
He's got a bus over there that's got a place for him to sit if he keeps it up.
Yeah, he is hot, and it's understandable. This has been one of those games where both teams have participated in some extracurricular activity, and both teams have been called for it.
Ross, senior night tonight. The last opportunity for this class of 2022.
Throw the flag on him, he'll shut up.
To play at War Memorial Stadium. And so far, it's been a pretty good one.
Not going quite the way Liberty wanted it to. Wanted to be able to punch one in at the end of the first half and then maybe punch another one in at the start. Bridge City got it on a, can we call that a circus catch?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. That was great concentration by that receiver.
Call it a game of inches, and that was definitely it. If he would have been thinking about what he wanted to eat after the game, he would not have made that catch. After the penalty, Liberty has the ball at the Bridge City 25-yard line. Nolan under, Seth Stearns the center. Ball fake pitch to Walker, handed off to Mason Goodo, who crosses the 20, and he is going to be taken down at about the 11-yard line of Bridge City. And again, a flag coming in after this play. And the officials are going to have to get a hold of this. And Coach Taylor is not a happy camper here, as he has made his way out almost to the near hash mark. This one is probably going to go against Liberty. Although
an injured Panther coming off the side there.
The Bridge City coaches are making their way onto the field, and I'm not sure.
Well, he may be tossing a coach.
They need to.
Other coaches
if they don't toss a coach here, they'll be out there all night. You don't throw one out for coming out on the center of the field, they'll be out there every play.
And it's been the same cast of characters that have been involved in these extracurricular events here, forcing the crew to huddle up and figure out what they're going to do here.
It's very difficult with the emotions. You've got a lot of seniors on both teams. This is, they're seeing the end of their season coming potentially at the conclusion of this game. One team, their season will be over after next week. One team has the potential to move on. Emotions are going to run high. And you just have to hope that cooler heads can prevail.
Yeah.
These are kids playing.
And I don't know of any of our seniors that are being looked at as far as playing college ball. I don't know about Bridge City if they have it or not. So this game and next week is the last game.
We have got an ejection.
I think we're throwing 56 out. Is that Dylan Davis?
That is Dylan Davis. He will be ineligible for the rest of this game. And that is the first ejection, and I think that is the official saying, look, we've had enough.
Well, they threw the wrong person out. The person they needed, well, this is a Liberty sideline, so the person they need to throw out has got a red sweater on over there.
Against Liberty.
We'll see if this is a deterrent for some of this action. As I like to say, extracurriculars.
Well, the problem here is when you get into these situations, it's the team that can keep the cool head is going to be the team that's going to be successful.
And it's not always the team that's, quote, started it.
Right.
It just, and it's not that the officials are looking to put another team ahead of the other. It's just what they see with their eyes, and there's a lot going on these plays. And so while they're paying attention to something, they may miss the initial.
That's 65 yards of penalties on the Liberty squad tonight, and a lot of them have been like this. When you take away that momentum, that's a drive killer.
And so now it is going to be first down and forever. This is going to be a pass from Austin Walker. The intended receiver on the far side of the field was Mason Godot, and it was tipped by the Bridge City defender.
Ross, that was a well-designed play, and I feel like he probably had another couple of steps before he needed to get rid of that ball. But when they have been under duress the way they have been on passing plays, you get some happy feet there. And he probably had a beat or two more before he needed to let that fly.
That was that little halfback pitch pass again.
Seen that a couple of times tonight. Second down, 22 to go from the near hash mark. Nolan has the ball, pitches it back to Mason Goodo, who crosses the 25, still on his feet, and he will be down at the Bridge City 20-yard line.
Liberty trying to get whatever they can get here. They don't necessarily need to score a touchdown here, but they need to come away with some points heading into the fourth quarter.
Well, they're definitely in their field goal kicker's range at this point, but I hate to put that kind of pressure on a sophomore.
Yeah, but that would be, what, a 30-something yard?
About a 37 from here, 38.
Titus Bell behind Caden Nolan. Nolan rolls back, throws this ball to the near side and over the outstretched hand near the corner of the end zone, the front corner of the end zone. Austin Walker, that pass incomplete, and it will bring up fourth down. And it's decision-making time for Coach Chad Taylor.
After all that good passing last week that Liberty had, quarterbacks or the passers tandem 1 for 6 for 4 yards tonight for Liberty.
And there was an interception in there, I believe.
And an interception.
That was a wide-open Panther, too, just a little too much.
1:11 left in the third quarter, and the Panthers will go for it. Nolan drops back, has time, looks over to the near side end zone, and he is going to overthrow Austin Walker. On the coverage, Austin Walker wanted a flag.
Well, that was frustrating, Ross, because that wasn't even the pass that needed to be made. There was a Panther right in the middle, and they could have picked up a first down without having to go in the end zone. And this is one of the things that occurs when you have a high school kid that's back there and they're not as comfortable with that quarterback spot. They're not reading their progressions. And that time he focused wholly in on that receiver and missed some wide open guys.
They don't pick up, young quarterbacks don't pick up their secondary very well. And, we're up here talking like we would. We're not down there on that old muddy field like those kids are.
Out of the shotgun, ball going to be handed off to the Bridge City ball carrier, who is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe pick up a yard.
Is that number 9 again? Yeah.
And it is going to be a yard as this clock ticks under 45 seconds.
Well, Neil, I got to tell you that when I played, I could have picked up that because we never threw the ball. If you threw the ball, you got fired where I went to school.
Oh, bad snap.
Bad snap, and it is going to be a recovery by Liberty.
Okay.
Opportunistic, and Uncle Momentum has been all over the place so far, Ross.
William Waldrop coming up with that one.
He has had a good game tonight.
He's had a good year.
He really has.
Yeah.
You've called his name. I've called his name multiple times. the senior linebacker for the Panthers, amongst many names that we've called. Nice.
So Liberty will get Liberty will get the ball at the 18-yard line.
18.
Be first down and 10 in the center of the field. Nolan under center, man in motion is Godot. He takes the ball, gets around, doesn't have a blocker there. He is going to get up to about the 15-yard line. And we are going to have whistles after the play. It looks like we've got an injured player, but they're going to get up and
probably going to let the clock run out here, Ross.
And that will do it for the third quarter. Liberty trails Bridge City 14-7. The fourth quarter, big.
It's going to be
on the horizon.
Going to be huge, Ross. If the Liberty Panthers can score here, then it's going to be really who makes the fewest mistakes moving down the stretch. We said at the beginning of the broadcast we felt like this was going to go down to the wire. Again, not to beat a dead horse, but both teams know what's on the line. 11-4A action. Coming into tonight's matchup, West Orange start 5-0, Orangefield 3-1, Silsbee 3-2, Hampshire Finette 2-2, Bridge City and Liberty both at 1-3. Hardin Jefferson 0-4, eliminated from playoff contention. But Liberty and Bridge City battling for that fourth playoff spot with Hampshire Finette. And with regards to what's going on right now, Hampshire Finette playing who are they playing tonight? Orangefield. Is that right? Yeah, they're playing Orangefield. They're at Orangefield, and Liberty really needing Orangefield to win that game to set up a showdown next Friday. But that really only matters if Liberty's able to win tonight.
And talking about winning in big games, middle of the sixth inning, the Astros still trail the Braves 1-0. Astros still in search of their first hit.
Saying it over and over doesn't make it better, Ross.
Nolan pitches this back to Mason Goodo, who tries to cut inside, and he is going to be stuffed.
Yeah, they've seen enough of him. They're putting somebody on him every play now.
Get one more reminder, Panthersports.com on Tuesday, November 2nd, 7 p.m. The Liberty Lady Panthers volleyball by-district action against the LCM Lady Bears. We'll be there, Ross and I, for that coverage, and we'll probably go on air about 6:50. Tomorrow, the Panther Band headed to area marching contest. 4:15 marching time in Lindale.
Third down, Liberty needs 7 yards to get a first down. Option play. Nolan is going to keep it as he crosses the 5-yard line, and he is going to get near a touchdown, and they're going to spot him down at the 1, say he stepped out before that ball hit the pylon.
Yeah, that was so close there, and that's a good call by the official right there. It did look from our vantage point like he did hit the ground right before he touched the pylon. But, man, we've been missing that the last few weeks, that aggressive running from the quarterback spot.
Nolan surveyed that and was able to pull it down pretty quick.
Did get a first down out of that, so they got 4 plays to get 1
Tight
1 yard.
Set. Nolan is going to sneak it in. Still on his feet,
Still
and he
got
has
the ball,
got
still
it.
on his feet.
And Liberty now within a point of tying this game, and trying to see what was taking place. So kind of a weird bunch up. You wanted to make sure they weren't having some more extracurricular activities. Mason Goodo is going to hold the extra point as he has all year. Brian Montez ready to kick as the big bell rings on the track. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. It is a tie game with 10:48 left to play.
Yeah, the Cardiac Kids of Liberty, Texas, always going to make it interesting for us, and it makes for a fun game. You know, when there's always those stories of remembrance. It's fun when you remember it, not as fun when it's happening live.
Well, a good defensive stand here, and I think maybe that, I hate to say it, but I think that extracurricular activity and young Davis getting ejected from the ball game might just be what the defense needs to fire up and really hold Bridge City right here,
Now,
get this ball back.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If he gets ejected, does that mean he's ejected for the first half of next week?
Game.
I'm not sure, Joe. I don't want to say.
I know that's the rule on targeting, but I don't know that they ejected him for targeting.
Okay. Well, I don't want to misspeak, but that would be definitely a big loss if
Mike
he's not
Atkinson,
able to play.
if you're listening, text me.
Yeah, Dylan Davis playing a big role on both sides of the ball tonight, and that'll be a loss the Panthers will have to make up for. They did on the offensive side. Montez kicks this ball towards the near sideline, angling. It is fielded at the 15 and across the 30,
over pursuit.
the 40.
Over
He's going to get across the 50, still on his feet before being taken down at the Liberty 45-yard line.
Ross, that is just – the word is frustrating. It's frustrating when you do everything right and then you have just that one little bit of loss of concentration and you have a play that should have been stuffed back there and you allow a big gainer. I was thinking about this when I was watching my Dallas Cowboys a couple of weeks ago against the Patriots. They score the big touchdown and then they give up the return strike. Oh, frustrating.
Bridge City getting quick to the line. Shotgun formation, one back to his right. Ball is going to be handed off and stuffed immediately.
That's Bo Fowler stepping through there. Little fella, big heart. That was a big hit right there.
Yes, it was.
He has had some big hits. So has his Panther defense. They have really had some big hits on these ball carriers.
Oh, that was really nice.
I'm going to say really about 15 more times. Snap back. Rolling out to his right. Throws. And it is incomplete.
That wasn't catchable, I don't think.
There was contact as the intended receiver, Jarris Brown, wanted a flag there, but that ball was not going to be caught unless he was Stretch Armstrong.
Well, even if it could have been caught, they both have equal opportunity to take that, and I don't think he was impeding him. He was coming across in a football motion, so I doubt that would have been called pass interference either way. But, what do I know?
28-28, Hampshire Finette and Orangefield right now.
Wow.
Just heard a field announcer.
And we are going to have the offensive line getting a head start.
Oh, boy.
And that is going to push Bridge City back even further. It was going to be a 3rd down and 13. So tack 5 more yards onto that. That pushes the ball out of Liberty territory.
Well, the news about the tie ball game between Orangefield and Hampshire Finette, not optimal.
No.
Not optimal even a little bit.
Little scary.
Really need Orangefield to win.
Astros are changing pitchers from what I understand.
They are in a pitching change. Big 3rd down 18. Drops back, sees nothing, rolls over to the right, his right. Ball is up. It is caught. Intercepted.
No. A catch. I couldn't even see it so far away. Is that number 11?
That is number 11, and that is huge down the sideline.
I'm watching the field judge go down.
Well, that was –
Ball's on the 18.
Quick snap. Ball handed off
no
to
words.
Davian Edwards.
No words to say about that. You have great momentum, and then you give up that long strike, and that was just a great catch. Nothing to say about that.
It was a great catch, great coverage, and that ball just being in the right spot at the right time. And why can I not think of this quarterback's last name?
Asagura.
Asagura. Max protect, 2 backs to each, 1 back to each side. Ball snapped off. This is going to be handed off again. Up the middle is Kyler Garlaska.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure I would run the ball if I were Bridge City. They haven't had much success. They've found great success throwing the ball. I don't know why you would even put it on the ground.
It'll bring up a 3rd and 4 as the clock is now under 9 minutes. Tie ball game. Not the drive Liberty was looking for from Bridge City. Two wide receivers on the far side, one on the near side. Asagura drops back, quick pass, throws, and has a receiver open, steps into the end zone, and it is a touchdown. Bridge City.
Can you see the number on that child?
I did not see it.
Something ending in a 4, looks like.
That was Broussard, 26.
26.
Well, that was close. 6 minus 2 is a 4.
Yeah.
If you're doing math.
20-14, pending the extra point from Hernandez.
He's been their leading receiver tonight.
Snap is down, kick is up, flags fly. The kick is good, and we will see it will be against Liberty. It's going to be offsides and will be declined.
Against the Panthers, offsides, penalty is declined.
And with 8:37 left in the ball game, 21-14 Liberty.
8 minutes, 37
Wishful thinking. 21-14 Bridge City in a must-win game.
Well, you were so close, Ross. So close.
The story of my life.
Liberty Panthers Sports Network. You're watching on Panthersports.com. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, Neil Thornton, producer Richard Ewing, Alejandro Minivar, and Tanis Grimes on the cameras tonight, doing a great job for us.
Broussard's got 4 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown tonight.
Going to thank our sponsors again, the Liberty ISD Education Foundation. Been doing their thing since 2007. Appreciate their support, and attorney Emily Cook for sponsoring the scoreboard.
You can donate to the Liberty Education Foundation by going to their website, libertyeducationfoundation.net. Every dollar helps.
Or you can advertise with us, and those dollars help out as well. Help this program.
Ready for the kickoff. Usual suspects back deep. This one is kicked to Valtierra on the near side. Crosses the 20, the 25, over the 30, and up to about the, where are they going to spot that? The 33?
33, I think.
33-yard line. Speaking of November 2nd, Ross, before you jump on Panthersports.com to watch that Lady Panther playoff volleyball game, don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote. A lot of big things on the ballot upcoming. Hospital District has some propositions available, and the Liberty ISD has a proposition on the ballot. Win, lose, or draw, don't forget to let your voice be heard. Vote November 2nd.
Astros getting out of the bottom of the 6th inning with a wonderful catch by Kyle Tucker. This ball handed off to Valtierra. He goes to the outside, tries to cut back in, but no go as the Bridge City defenders were there and dropping him for a loss.
Cardinals able to string that play out. Valtierra was trying to hit that corner, and it just never developed.
55 degrees right now here in Liberty.
I like the sizzle you put on that one. It made that 55 degrees that much warmer.
You know, I almost didn't bring my thing.
Your coat,
over.
your jacket, your parka.
Nolan under center, second down, 12 yards to go. Ball pitched back to Valtierra. Gets behind Nolan. Nolan drops a block. And Valtierra is going to get up, and there is a late flag coming in from the Bridge City sideline. That flag is going to be about the Liberty 40-yard line.
So this officiating crew is going to need a chiropractor and a masseuse. They have thrown their flags so often, they are going to be hurting after this game.
Yeah, that flag flew in from the 40. That's going to be a hold. That was a late flag for a hold. That flag didn't come in until after the play was over.
Oh, man.
You know, from the particular official that threw that, that's almost always a hold.
Yeah,
but that was a very late flag.
So that is going to put Liberty in a bigger hole as this ball goes back to the 29-yard line. Liberty trails 7 points, 21-14. Is second down and 12. Nolan running the option, pitches it back to Walker. Walker has to pick it up off the ground, picks it up, goes forward, gets across the 35 before being taken down short of the 40.
That was a basketball play right there, Ross. Nice little bounce pass.
Field conditions were conducive for that one.
Ball's placed at the 37-yard line.
Loving some of the fan support out there, giving some helpful encouragement to the officiating crew.
Nolan under center, 3rd down and 6. Again with the option. He's going to keep it this time as he crosses the 40, the 45 before stepping out. And we are going to have no flags. There was a second whistle.
Almost expecting a flag.
Number 2, Caden Nolan, the keeper. Picks up enough for the first down.
We're going to have to get a hot mic on some of these folks in the crowd.
I don't think you want to.
Well, that makes for great entertainment, Neil.
That run picks up a first down for Liberty. 6:39 as the clock stops, going out of bounds. Ball will be at the Liberty 47-yard line.
Oh.
Crowding the box is Bridge City. Pitches this back to Valtierra, who goes to the outside. Has a hole, but gets tripped up.
Oh, he was a whisper away from taking that to the house. That young man has run so well tonight.
Ball gets into Bridge City territory. Be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down and 4.
And about 4 yards to go. Watching some of this, the Bridge City linebackers, I'm seeing hands on hips.
That's always a good sign when you're option team.
Ball is handed off to Titus Bell, who goes inside, crosses the 40-yard line, going to be taken down at the 40. They're going to say he didn't cross the 40, but we're going to have a hold against Liberty.
First down, but there is a flag on the play.
And again, it's going to be a flag away from the play that had nothing to do with what was going on. Frustration for sure.
It was 2nd down and 4. They had enough for a first down, but now they've got to go back. They'll mark this off. The ball will be put on the 50-yard line. And they'll replay 2nd down. Lots of late flags coming in on holds, Joe.
I got to tell you, if my mama was looking at me, she would say, don't make that face because it'll get stuck that way.
Exactly.
Oh.
Clock is moving under 5:50. Astros still searching for their first hit. Walker in motion. This ball, fake handoff to Titus Bell, kept by Caden Nolan, and Nolan is going to be swallowed up, but he is going to gain about, what would you say, 5 yards there?
Oh, no.
Caden Nolan to carry.
Probably.
The Walt Whitman of our generation, Ross Norwood. I love the way you described that play.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Now you're at a loss for words.
Now I am, but a 3rd down and 2. Big 3rd down play for the Panthers as Nolan puts Walker in motion. Again, a handoff inside to Titus Bell. He has got enough for the first down, still on his feet. He is thrown down, but not before picking up that first down, holding on to the football.
He almost threw that Cardinal to the ground and was off to the races.
He also almost lost his jersey on that play because that is the only thing Bridge City had to keep him from picking up more.
That's a good hard run. You can see that the Panthers really motivated to get this. This is kind of do or die time right now for Liberty.
Big first down prevents having to go for it on 4th down. Ball at the Bridge City 43-yard line on the near hash. Titus Bell in the backfield. Pitch back to Valtierra, who goes and tries to cut across the field to get the corner on the outside, and nothing. He'll be dropped for a loss.
Yeah, Valtierra just really had no chance there. The Cardinal defenders rushing the gaps right there and kind of overloaded the blocking. And you got to either be super huge and a man-child, or you have to be lightning in a bottle to get out of that. And
Valtierra's carried the ball 4 times this half, and he's lost 6 yards. He's 2 yards in the plus for this half.
And we are going to have a timeout on Bridge City's side. That is their first.
Timeout, Bridge City.
Is that their first? The scoreboard says they had 2 timeouts, but
I don't remember calling one before.
I did not
either.
either.
They charged them with one when the coach was out on the field. discussing.
And in this timeout, what kind of play are you going to run here on 2nd down and 12? Do you take a chance getting the ball down the field, Happy Halloween, or do you try another maybe inside run to?
Well, am I playing a video game or am I playing for real here?
Well,
Ross?
we're playing for real.
Okay, if we're playing for real, I'll be honest with you, the passing game tonight has not really been working. I might give them a passing look. We really haven't seen a bunch out of Jolin Curtis. We've seen Valtierra running quite effectively, although lately they've been sniffing that out. Mason Godot's had some really good runs. I may give him something cutting back. We haven't seen that little counter look.
That inside counter, that inside counter to Mason might be a good call right here. If they had a draw play, let them pursue, and then
That's why we're up here in the booth and not down there on the side.
They're down there in the mud, exactly.
Middle of the 7th inning, Astros still looking for a hit. Braves still have the 1-0 lead. And Caden Nolan on a 2nd down and 12. Fakes the handoff to Titus Bell. This ball is hit to Valtierra at the 40, and he is going to be taken down at the 35-yard line, short of the sideline, and that is a nice pickup on 2nd down.
That's a gutsy call right there. Struggled a little bit in the passing game tonight, and that was a great strike. Valtierra has not been targeted with a pass tonight.
No, that's his first catch.
Slipped out of the backfield and had just a perfect position for that.
10-yard pickup.
3rd down and 2. This ball handed off to Titus Bell, who comes inside. He's going to have enough for the 1st down.
It's such a strong run right there. It's a very, very nice option to have a big, what do I call it, a bell cow fullback, because he's not really that, but he's definitely a big target coming through out of the backfield, enough to move the sticks and keep this drive alive. And now, Ross, we're getting to the point where if the Panthers do not come up with a touchdown on this drive, that may be all she wrote.
Chains are set. Clock is moving. Caden Nolan has the play from the sideline.
You think they'll go for 2 if they score?
I don't know.
Nah, they'll
go for the overtime.
Yeah.
They're at home.
All right. There's your inside.
Inside handoff. This ball being handed off
to Valtierra.
Is that who the ball carrier was? For whatever reason, I saw 32, and we don't have a 32.
22. He ran so fast, he added a little extra curve on that, too. Threw it out of the whack.
83 yards on the night on 17 carries so far.
5-yard pickup, but the clock continues to punch down at 2:13. 2nd down and 5. Bell behind Nolan. He gets the handoff, nothing. Nolan drops a block and allows Bell to get close to the line of scrimmage. They're going to lose a yard. Nope.
Leave it right there.
Going to leave it right there.
No, they moved it back.
Did they? Okay, it looked like the down box moved back, but
Well, that's not really what you want Titus Bell to be doing. You want him to hit that gap and hit it hard, not be looking around for running room.
3rd down and 5, Bridge City. Crowding the box, outside pitch to Valtierra. Valtierra is going to get forward. They're going to mark him down short of the 25-yard line. And that's going to be an interesting spot because they moved him back there. And we're going to have a timeout for Liberty. I don't know if the angle is playing tricks on me, but I don't understand that spot, Joe.
Yeah, that looked like he got a couple more yards on that, and perhaps his knee hit the ground and he just couldn't see. At any rate, not a bunch of time left on the clock here, and 4th down, this is have to pick this up or that's game over for the Panthers.
4th and 4.
This is the 15th play of the drive for Liberty. I had to start a new line on them. 15th play. And pushed back 10 yards by a penalty.
What are you looking for, Joe, on this play?
I'm looking for a first down, Ross.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but how are you going to pick that up?
Well, this is just an interesting amount of distance here. The big defensive lineman that the Bridge City Cardinals have kind of lends itself to think that they're not going to smash it right up the middle. They might be able to pull it down and do some play action here, but that's risky.
Fourth down play, Nolan rolls out on the option, keeps it. He is going to be close to getting a first down. We'll see where they spot his forward progress. Bridge City is excited.
About the 21.
They're going to have to. I think they're going to have to bring the chains out and measure this.
The coaches for Bridge City are out on the field as they started their celebration.
This is
that they had
extremely
stopped
close.
Liberty, and I didn't get that.
No, they're going to have to bring the chains. 1:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. This is going to be maybe a nose.
I don't recall a coaching staff being that animated.
I told you.
As they have been tonight.
No, this is going to be close. I think they're going to pick up the first down, and it's going to be very, very close here. Well, this is the season right here, Ross.
There is a flag down. They're going to stretch the chains out, and we'll see what they have. And it is a first down.
By a ball length.
Yeah, Nolan, the quarterback, did a great job of extending himself at the end. And I thought he was going to pick up the first down, but that was close.
And the Bridge City coach is out in front of the numbers.
Yeah, this is as animated of a coach as we've seen all year long.
And they're going to take the chains back over. And it just is interesting. I mean, we've seen animated coaches before, but this is a little over the top.
He's got his walking boots on, that's for sure.
Our producer Richard Ewing said it's like watching a basketball game, and that is kind of the feel you get. But a fresh set of downs, a first down and 10. Under a minute to play. Nolan drops back, throws, has a receiver open, and it is incomplete. And we are going to have a big flag at the end. I don't know, Joe, if that's going to be pass interference or if that's going to be targeting.
I'm not sure, but I am fairly confident it's going to go against Bridge City. This last several minutes have been my heart's hurting, Ross.
Yeah, that hit came on a defenseless receiver. It is going to be pass interference. He started to give us the pass interference call. And I definitely say it's got to be against Bridge City because there was no contact by a Liberty receiver.
He just fell down, yeah. Fell forward.
Well, whatever they make, the officials are going to have to make sure that they get out of here with security because I don't think they've made either sideline happy tonight.
And after the penalty, this ball is going to be spotted at the Bridge City 7-yard line. 58 seconds left to go. Liberty has 2 timeouts, a fresh set of downs. The chains are down because it's inside the 10-yard line. Handed off to Titus Bell, and he comes across the 5-yard line, and he is going to get down to about the 3.
The train was on the tracks, and I thought he was going to be able to steamroll his way in there. Got upended at the very last second.
Another handoff to Titus Bell. Goes head on, and he's in the end zone. No flags.
Touchdown Bell.
Well, this is about to be the biggest extra point of Montez's life here.
And we are going to get a timeout called by Liberty to discuss what they want to do with 37 seconds left on the clock.
Well, I say, Montez, Coach Taylor may go ahead and try to get that 2-point conversion here. He is definitely not afraid of taking a gamble. The 2021 season right here.
What we call Brian Senor Nieves. Which is Snowman. I don't know how to say ice.
Mr. Iceman himself. He had a great year last year. Was out early on, came back, had the yips just a little bit when he came back and has started to settle back down. They've asked a lot of him with some lengthy field goal attempts, and he's been unsuccessful with the lengthier ones. he has the leg for it, but man, it's one thing when you're going against air and hitting 50s, and then when you got a whole bunch of angry people coming at you when you're trying to hit a 50.
20 plays on that drive.
Well, I do not see Montez out there.
They're going to go for 2.
I think they're going for the win right here, although, I mean, the game's not going to be over.
No, because there's still 37 seconds left on the clock. And Bridge City's shown some good skills in returning kicks. But this is a gamble for sure.
This is why I love football, Ross, right here, no matter the outcome of this play.
And we're going to have,
I would imagine Bridge City may be taking a timeout here. This coaching staff has been as far onto the field as I've seen in a pretty good long while.
it looks like one of the officials is going over, and there's some maybe parents, Bridge City parents, who are on the track at about the 10-yard line, and one of the policemen working security went over, and they have moved the parents.
How did they get inside the fence?
And here's the timeout, Bridge City's last timeout, as they discuss this. And now it kind of gives you another chance to talk about it.
Yeah, another chance to talk about it.
60 while we're talking about it, 64 yards on 20 plays so far. We haven't done the extra point yet, or the PAT, whatever you want to call it, 2-point conversion yet. But that's let's see. We're listening to the field announcer, y'all.
Holday Zeta beat High Island.
Orangefield 28, Hampshire Fedette 35 final.
35-20.
Oh, no.
Well, that was not the outcome that we were looking for. Orangefield getting upset by Hampshire Fedette. And Hampshire Fedette has been just right on the cusp all night. Hampshire Fedette is going to move to 3-2. And if Liberty can get this 2-point conversion here, they'll move to 2-3, and then they'll have to win. And that's going to make for some interesting math because of Liberty losing to Orangefield.
And so after both teams have taken timeouts, a big 2-point conversion. Man in motion, ball is going to be handed off to Titus Bell, and it's going to be no good. No good. Bridge City. Basically, the team is on the sideline. I mean, not on the sideline anymore. And you're seeing some behavior out of the coaching staff that almost looked taunting towards the Liberty sideline. There were no Bridge City players still on the field.
Well, with the outcome of the Orangefield and Hampshire Fedette game, that definitely put a damper on what was going to occur at the end of this. And again, no matter what, it was going to be some interesting math next week.
Well, Liberty with one timeout, 37 seconds left, obviously cannot stop the clock, but everybody knows what's about to happen.
Definitely going to be onside kick here. 37 seconds left. The Liberty Panthers, again, not in the grave, but definitely the beep on the...
What is the old cliche? 1 foot in the grave and one on the banana peel.
Yeah. One on the edge.
Montez getting ready to kick this off. Their best hands players for Bridge City are on. This ball bounces, but it's going to go out of bounds. It was kicked just a little too hard, did exactly what he wanted, and Bridge City is going to win this game 21-20.
It's going to go out of bounds. Flag on the play. They are not going to
have them re-kick that.
They're not going to do that. They will go victory formation for one play, and Liberty is going to move to 1-4 in District 11 4A and 4-5 on the year. And the loss tonight will put them out of playoff contention which means that next week on the road at Hampshire Finette, that will be the finale for the 2021 season. And your Liberty Panthers, again, we'll be there next week on the road at Hampshire Finette, 7:30 p.m. kickoff.
And that ball will be dropped.
And that's it. More
And
play
that-
clock time, and they got time on the clock.
And that will do it. Unhappy final for the Panthers as their season will come to an end next week. A valiant fight, but just a little short.
Yeah, a little short, and this is going to be coming down to a tale of just a little mistakes. The big gainer that they gave up that opening touchdown on, some of the other miscues that were made that they were able to overcome, but not just quite enough. And Liberty Panthers, kind of fun to watch this season and kind of hard to watch at times. Coach Chad Taylor and his crew doing everything they could with what they have and enjoyed the ride.
One of the things that stands out to me is I guess we're back on camera. One of the things that stands out is that Broussard, incredible catch in the end zone for a touchdown. Ball had been tipped by Caden Nolan, and he just couldn't quite get it down, and then it was kind of kept alive, almost like the old balloon
like volleyball
game.
almost.
Yeah.
And that's the difference in the game.
It was. And that young man had 4 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown tonight, and that touchdown certainly the game. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was certainly the decision of the game.
Again, tonight, senior night for the Liberty Panthers. Last time on this field for any competitive action for all of the seniors, class of 2022, band, prancers, football team, flag runners, and I feel like maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm not, but we've seen some really fun things this year out of the Liberty Panthers at home, and we've seen some things that have caused us to scratch our head. We've had highs, we've had lows, ups, downs, all the whole gamut of emotions. Really proud of what we saw. The fight last week, Liberty getting thumped on a little bit in West Orange, and the question was asked, were they going to lay down tonight or were they going to come out and fight? And they answered that pretty early on, that they wanted to come out and fight and make this a game. We said this was going to come down to the wire, and indeed it came down to the last 30 seconds in the last possession.
And a 2-point conversion, and that's a tough call to make when, yes, it's been somewhat automatic, the extra points. But if you could have picked up that 2-point conversion, then you really put Bridge City's back to the wall, and Bridge City had one timeout left and would have had 37 seconds, and it would have been just chunk it and hope for a pass interference call.
Yeah, Ross, let's go around the horn. I think Coach Taylor may try and come up here. He's still talking to the team right now while we're waiting to see if he's going to make his way up here. Again, if you're looking for something to do tomorrow or Sunday, the Valley Players back in action, 7 p.m. curtain time tomorrow for Scream Queens, directed by Jaree Delaney, and 2 p.m. curtain at on Sunday. And if you want tickets to that, it's a funny musical, you can call 936-336-5887. That's 936-336-5887. Tomorrow, the Panther Band headed to Area Marching Contest in Lindale, Texas. They'll be marching at 4:15 for a chance to make it to the State Marching Contest. And coming up next weekend, that's going to be a long weekend for me. Going to head to Hampshire Finette, and then the next day on November 6th, I'll be taking Patrick Flowers to the state cross-country meet where he'll be running at 10:30 and looking to improve on his performance from last year where he finished in the mid-40s with a pretty great run time. The junior back-to-back 21-4A district champion as an individual. Super excited about that young man and all he brings to the table. The whole team had a great season this year, and he's just continuing his great runs that he had on the year. And Tuesday, a lot going on for us on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. The Liberty Lady Panthers going to be playing their by-district playoff match, and they're going to be facing the LCM Lady Bears in Kuntz. Again, that's going to be 7 p.m. We will be live there on panthersports.com. And what else do I have here? I feel like I'm leaving something out.
I'm getting up so I can see Coach Taylor and see if he's coming up this way.
Is he? He's still down on the
field.
He's
talking to. He and Coach Stewart are talking to. Looks like that might be one of Coach Taylor's daughters. He's talking to. I don't know. You coming? Yeah, he's coming.
He's coming. He just made the motion there, so we can ramble on for just a second more. Okay. While we're waiting, the Astros still, and Altuve pops one up and see if they're going to catch that. That's going to go foul there. Astros still trailing 1-0 in the top.
No, he caught that.
Oh, he did catch that. Wow, okay. Still trailing 1-0 in the top of the, was that 8th inning?
Top of the 8th inning. They do have a hit, so they will not be no hit.
Well, that's always fun. Oh, I know what I was forgetting. How did I forget this, Ross? I said there was going to be a lot of goings-on Tuesday. Tuesday all day until
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Voting going to be taking place. Got some state propositions on the ballot, but most importantly have some local issues that need to be resolved. The hospital district has 2 propositions on the ballot, and then more that kind of speaks to me. Liberty ISD has Proposition A on the ballot, and just by way of information, Liberty ISD facing a little bit of an economic shortfall because of a business closure that happened earlier, and facing a $1 million shortfall. Proposition A designed to kind of counteract that. A vote yes for Proposition A means that the district will be able to recoup some money and operate as business as usual. A vote no means that the district will indeed have the $1 million shortfall. No matter how you fall on that proposition, let your voice be heard on November 2nd, Tuesday, and get out there and vote. It's what makes our constitutional republic so amazing, Ross.
And, you know, a lot of attention is paid on the national level because that's where a lot of the media coverage is. But it's on the local level where things really –
These are the things that impact you.
Immediately.
These are your kids. This is your hospital. And these are the things that immediately impact you. On a good note, Navy beat Tulsa tonight 20-17. That's their second win of the season. Congratulations to Coach Niamadalolo.
I love Niamadalolo. I thought he was going to become the coach at my pseudo alma mater, BYU.
Because that's where he went.
He almost was there. Okay, we have Coach Chad Taylor, the legend. He's here with us. And welcome, Coach. Thank you for joining us for this post-game, our final home post-game report. Coach, tough loss.
Absolutely, man. I thought our kids played hard. I mean, we had a long conversation before the game about their chirping and this, that, and the other, because all my coaching buddies from around here kind of warned me about it, and I tried to warn our guys about it, and we had some penalties at the wrong time, especially when you're trying to go down and maybe get 3 points before half. That definitely looks like it would have came into play, but, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and look back on it. We got to be smarter, but I thought our kids played their tail off.
Coach, we talked about this before we went on air, and then we've mentioned it a few times. Last week, a tough loss, and we were wondering how your team was going to respond to that, and they showed early on that they weren't going to lay down, and they came out with fight.
No, I mean, that's exactly – I'll tell you this. We went back on Monday, and really it just became all about us just doing what we've done forever and doing it the right way. And, I thought we were able to do, exactly what we wanted to do. We just had some untimely penalties that pushed us back, and we don't do well from 1st and 25.
Well, one of the things that we noticed right away, it seemed the defense was flying so much faster tonight.
Yeah.
You had linebackers and linemen just getting back there and putting a lot of pressure on Asagura and the rest of that offense.
Yeah, I mean, after that first series, we gave up a couple third down conversions, and then they hit us with the That was the back out of the backfield off the little read option play. But after that, I mean, he started bringing some heat, and I was all about, all week long, bring pressure. I mean, we can't sit there and just rush out of 3 and play defense. This guy would scorch us up, and we were bringing it. We brought it a whole lot more tonight than we ever have since Coach has been here. But and I thought our guys got after him pretty good.
An offensive revelation tonight. Alex Valtierra carried the ball, and he carried the ball well.
Yeah, we made a conscious effort to kind of get him going. Alex is definitely a, if you were to start the season, next season right now, he would be the main guy. And, he's strong, he's fast, and he's pretty physical. I mean, he don't mind getting in there and sticking his nose in there. You could tell on some of those kickoffs. So, yeah, I mean, I was pleased with his effort. I was pleased with, Titus's blocking was crucial. Austin's blocking was crucial. You see, we went back to the old school guys after the first series in the second half. I said, let's go back to the original group, and started running Mason a little bit. Mason was picking up chunks of yards. And again, I mean, we got down there and then just shot ourselves in the foot at least twice this game.
All right, Coach, maybe you can answer this and clarify a question that we had. Dylan Davis was ejected from the game.
Yes, sir.
Does that mean that he has to sit out some next week? Or
He's got to sit out the first half of the next contest.
Okay, that's what we thought. We weren't sure if it wasn't a targeting ejection. There was a lot of going on out there between both teams. That's probably the most that we've seen an opposing coaching staff step onto the field, and it felt weird.
Oh, I mean, I talked to Mr. Bradley, the head official, before the game, and I warned him. I said, look, I'm just going to tell you, these guys, they talk a lot of trash, and we've been pretty good all year long about not necessarily doing that. And but I mean, I don't want our guys to back down. I just don't want them to be, throwing punches and getting 15-yard penalties and getting ejected and putting us in a bind next week.
Well, Coach, speaking of next week, going to be traveling to Hampshire Fannett, and that looks like that's going to be the season finale for you guys. What are you going to tell your guys? What's going to be the theme for practice this week?
Man, I mean, let's just see what you're made of. I mean, we came out here to play a game and to play it as hard as we possibly can. And, I mean, the bottom line is you're going to put this uniform on one more time. And, I mean, you still want to represent, not only your name, not only your last name, but the name on the front of that jersey. So, it's going to be tough. I know those guys will, this will sting for a little bit, but I'm hoping that they come out and just give it one more shot.
All right, Coach, thanks for being with us on the post-game show.
No questions about why I went for 2. Is that what you're at? No question.
Well, we knew why you went. We knew why you did it.
Well, I tell you, I mean, honestly, we were going to win the game. I asked every senior on that offense, what y'all want to do? Coach, let's go for 2. And they said, Coach, give it to Titus. And you know what? I was proud of them because you know what? Coach Taylor was thinking about going. I was going for 2 anyway. I just wanted, I just needed some reassurance because, I mean, I know we'd have got a field goal. But, I mean, at that point in time, there's 30 seconds left. If you're fortunate enough to get it in, you got a 1-point lead, and chances are you're going to hold them out and be victorious. But, it didn't happen, but it was a good Friday night football game.
It was I can't say great because we didn't win, but yes, it had a great feel to it tonight. So again, thank you, Coach. I look forward to seeing you next Friday night. Don't forget, on Tuesday, we're going to be live on Panthersports.com. Your Liberty Lady Panthers taking on LCM Lady Bears in the bi-district playoff match. I'm Joe Roberts with Ross Norwood, Neil Thornton, and producer Richard Ewing. You've been watching the Liberty Panther Sports Network. Happy Halloween and be safe. We'll see you next week.